something like that. Like y'all be.
right,
Alex is turning into. Oh my
No,
god,
I'm
man!
not.
Come on, man! I literally said J Wings, something like that. Anyway, man.
What y'all do for Valentine's Day?
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
So I have a question about that.
You was ready, damn.
No, because a lot of men say that they don't celebrate Valentine's. So I want to know like why.
He doesn't celebrate any.
Yeah, I don't celebrate any pagan holidays. So
Okay, what's a pagan holiday?
basically a holiday created by man, but more importantly,
So all holidays.
yeah, but
Okay.
however, right, with like spiritual ties to it. Right. So if you look at Easter, you look at Valentine's, you look at Christmas.
What's the spiritual tie with Valentine's Day? I didn't know there was a spiritual tie.
Yeah,
It was
so
about Cupid and love.
nah. There's a whole like deity or like false idol. Some if you look into it, it's real.
Okay, so
So what I did do is I celebrated
She about to start
Promise Day because that is a man-made holiday, but is made for marketing and like the things we shouldn't celebrate, to be honest. But because there's no spiritual tie to it, that's something I was safe to do.
Promise Day.
Promise Day. So Valentine's Day is an entire week. So you got National Hug Day, National Kiss Day or something like that, Teddy Day. And I just took out on Promise Day because like I was trying to look for other things to do that can, so I can finesse my way to celebrate her a little bit.
Kind of like a compromise.
Yeah, so when I looked it up, I did some research on ChatGPT and it was saying it was basically just a marketing scheme that the country created. And I'm like, all right, is there any religious tie to it? And there's no. And then, like if you look up Valentine's Day, you say, is it a religious tie to it? It'll tell you.
So do you feel like if you don't do because I mean, I didn't know that, right? I never knew that it was tied to some deity or whatever. And I also you don't think that you can take
Look it up,
that out
Alex.
of it? Because if you aren't doing that and if you are just using it as like love and you're celebrating your love, do you feel like you can separate what the origin is? Because there's a lot of things have really interesting, strange origins.
You can, right? But and this is what I was taught, right?
Cupid.
And it makes sense. So it's not even just Cupid though. But let's say I'm gonna have to go extreme, right? Let's say one of your closest, because I'm not gonna say nobody. Let's say one of your closest family members got killed on a day, and a group of people celebrated this day, the day that they killed your family, your relative, right? And then let's say as years go on, that tradition has gotten passed down, but the people who started to celebrate it, they was like, you know what? No, I'm not celebrating this because they killed your parents, but to you, you know that the origin came from them killing your parents. So every day on that day is like a spit in your face almost, right? So it's kind of like God. So it's like if God says not to put any other gods above him, right? And knowing or not, we're celebrating these holidays when they literally was or originated from other gods, then that's kind of like a spit in his face. Like even when we talk about Christmas, a lot of people think that Christmas, when we come up, we were taught that Christmas was Jesus' birthday, right? And I mean, even in the Bible, depending on the verses you read, you could see that that's clearly, his birthday clearly not in the wintertime, right? So what else are we celebrating for, right? And then even like, this conversation goes so deep. We talk about Sunday. I don't even have to go on.
But there's also a different element that I think about. And this is a point that I actually got from someone who is Muslim who reverted years after they have been Christian their entire life. So they were raised Christian, then they converted to Islam in like their late 20s. And they were talking about how even though they're now Muslim, they still participate in certain Christmas traditions with their family because outside of the religious aspect of Christmas, it's also a cultural institution as well.
100%.
And so they don't feel the need to drastically separate themselves from family because a pillar of Islam is also celebrating community. And so I think of that with other things as well. Like, yes, that can all be true, but if you can also recognize the cultural implications of certain things, not that like Valentine's Day is super cultural. I don't think Valentine's Day is that deep of a holiday to where it's like cultural and we have to do it. Like it's just one of those, I think it's just kind of one of those silly, goofy, like St. Patrick's Day. I don't even know where I'm sure it has all these things, but sometimes people just want to wear green because everyone's doing it and we have all collectively decided as a society that this is like a fun thing to do.
And that's why, no, you're right. But that's why, like, I don't think St. Patrick's Day is one. It might be, I don't know. I haven't even done a study in a long time. But that's why I chose Promise Day, because that is a cultural thing. That's something that the culture created that had no tie to
So
us.
what is what can you
Yeah,
break me down?
Yeah, let's look at
Promise Day?
No, Valentine.
let's look at
Oh,
it.
so
Well,
I'm
who's the
looking up.
deity?
I'm looking up.
What's the origin story? Let me
So
see.
the Romans
Mhm.
It all started with the Romans, if we want to be real.
celebrated the feast of Lupercalia.
Mhm.
Lupercalia from February 13th to the 15th.
Mhm.
It's kind of like the origin. Aphrodite, celebrating the Roman god Aphrodite. What is crazy about this is it was very, I'm reading this right now, it was very violent. Like its
Mhm.
origin was very violent. So like men sacrificed goats. The men sacrificed a goat, a dog, and then whipped women with the hides of an animal they had just slain. It was like the original origin of it all.
Okay, then how do we get to the American?
Promise Day.
No,
So-
how do we get to the American celebration and tradition of Valentine's
So that's
Day?
and so
Because
when
if
we-
it changes,
Yeah,
is
so-
it not is no longer the same?
and that's
thing,
why. So
right?
let me make this clear, right? I know in no way judge anybody who celebrates it, right? It's just once you introduce to something, it's hard to like once you learn something, it's hard to go back, right? That's just me. So I'm not judging nobody for doing it. I mean, to be honest, I low key feel conflicted about not celebrating Christmas and Halloween because I'm an adult. I got a kid and I want my kid to celebrate these things because I already enjoyed it, right? Just being honest. But it's just for me, right? So to go back to it, when we talking about, again, what I've learned, right? A lot of times you have things set in place, and then when you make a change, and we talk about this in even in today's society, right? Outside of this religion, when you make a change, you don't make the entire change. You just make the change of what you think is wrong, but you still had a core values of that belief system, right? So when we talk about the Protestant, when we talk about the Roman Catholic Church, right? Like, again, through my teachings and learnings, they celebrate multiple gods, there's multiple things that they highlight as gods, right? And again, I'm just summing this up. So for anybody that's watching, I'm pretty sure I'm skipping some things, I'm missing some things, right? Just give me some grace. So when we talk about the Protestant church, the core of Protestant is protest, right? So what happened was churches came to fight against the Protestant church and they made their own churches. This is why when we talk about Christianity, it's so many variations of Christianity, right? But they made their own variations of church because they believed that what the church was doing wasn't right. Hanging people if they didn't believe in certain things, right? But along with making these changes, they still kept some of the core instances. But the thing about the Roman Catholic Church is the Roman Catholic Church came and changed the origin of what God said in the Bible. So again, it's so many interpretations. So many people can argue this, but when we talk about Saturday being a Sabbath day, right? So like in it was 323 AD or something like that. They changed the Sabbath day from Saturday literally to Sunday. And if you look at the core of Sunday, like Sunday come from the sun god and all of these other things, right? So again, now we're taking it away from what Jesus or what God wanted in the beginning, and then we're making our own. So when the churches started to break up, they kept things that they thought was okay, but they just changed everything else that they thought was wrong. So when we talk about these holidays and things like that, yeah, we're gonna keep Christmas, we're gonna just make it this. When the origin of why it was created, we get lost in that. So for somebody that's introduced to the origin of it, is like, yeah, because I know now, I'm not going to just continue to fall into this. So that's why when I was looking up days and Promise Day, right? It says, unlike Valentine's Day, which has a long documented history, Valentine's Week, 7th through the 14th, is a modern cultural marketing concept, especially popular on social media, greeting cards, sites, and commercial calendars, and typical lists themed days such as Rose Day, Promise Day, Chocolate Day, etc., leading up to Valentine's Day. But there's no evidence that it is historical roots in medieval or ancient traditions. It's basically a modern extension of the celebration of affection throughout the week. So again, it's just something that we created in our culture to go along with it to make more money, right? So like, even that probably wrong if you want to be technical, if you look deep into it, because again, it stems from Valentine's Day. But that was just my way of trying to get away from it. If you ask some Christians that believe what I believe, they probably think that's wrong. But that was just my way of trying to show some love in the best way that I could, right? Again, like Alex probably have different thoughts on this. Everybody have, like we said, it's like thousands of variations of Christianity. So who knows, bro? Like, stick to what you believe in. Just, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a unique conversation. I think like It's just it's a conversation of culture versus like what you culturally identify with, and I think that's where the
Do you
lines get
celebrate
muddy.
Valentine's Day, or do you feel like there's this? Do you feel that same level?
I've heard
of,
it before. I've definitely heard it before. I
Mhm.
mean, I think it's like the spirit behind it. Like, what's your intentionality behind it? Like, but obviously, you have to understand the implications of what it was historically. Because when you
Mhm.
talk about like sacrifices and things in that nature,
Mhm.
historically, when you hear of slaying any goats or something, that is a ritual of worship. So you
Mhm.
can't run away from the history, but it's
And you
just like,
can't run away from the word, right? When you
Right.
get baptized, God literally says. So if you believe in Christ, if this is something that you believe in, so a lot of times people think, like God is so lenient, and because we are lenient, it's like it's hard to see God anything other than us, right? Because we can be lenient and things like that, and God is forgiving. He said that all you have to do is repent. But he also has a set of rules in the Bible that said like this is what you should and shouldn't do, right? And he says he's a jealous God and all these things, right? And that's why we have these conversations about the Bible, because some of it is contradiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, some of it is hard to understand. I'm not gonna say contradiction, but
I
some of
think
it
it's
is
also interpretation, though, and I guess that's my stance on everything. Um,
okay.
you need help?
we have a special guest today, everyone.
My bad. Go ahead.
My stance on all of these things is interpretation. Is very important. And I think that when it comes to celebrating certain things, like you said, intention is important and it matters for sure. I think it's all the things that matters, right? Intentionality, culture, community, all of these things. Um, because even when people say that like they don't celebrate Halloween, I I've I laugh at it because it's like, well, I can understand I guess the initial fear, especially growing up in church and hearing the elders talk about Halloween and demons and things. So it's like, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to make you don't have to have your child dressed up as a demon. I think that um you can also create your own rules. That's just how I personally think about it. Like for me with Halloween, I enjoy Halloween because I do love horror movies. I do love dressing up and being something else. I do like, when I was growing up, I did like going trick or treating and going door to door and getting candy and being with all my friends, and it not being anything beyond that. I never had the intentions of worshiping the devil, even though that's not even really the origin of Halloween, which is like it's just like that's an interpretation. The same way where a lot of Christians don't allow their kids to watch Harry Potter because they feel like it's worshiping the devil and it's praising witchcraft and all these things. Like I get your fear and your anxiety, but I also think that of the world, you're going to be exposed to a lot of different things, a lot of different cultures. And I think that like limiting yourself from a lot of stuff can also have these different effects. Like you can, of course, do whatever you want to do, raise your kids however you want to raise them. Um, but just know that everything does have a consequence. It just is what it is.
Let me ask you this though. So I mean, you're right. Let me ask you this. So, because all of this stuff is for interpretation. Like I'm big on understanding. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just big on the fact of I don't know, right? So I'm never going to push my thoughts on anybody. But let's just say hypothetically, let's say God and the Christianity way of looking at it is real, right? And if you believe in God, because this is only if you believe in God and Jesus, right? Like I said, if somebody killed your relative, right? Put them on public display, right? And I don't know, let's say your kids, and you say you are not to do this or you can't come home, right? And you or none of your family are to do this or you cannot come home, right? And let's say again, the world changes that day. The people that killed your relative, I'm trying to make it so you can understand or digestible. The people that killed your relative, they celebrate this day for killing your relative, right? That's why they celebrate it. But then the world says, we don't like that, so we're gonna change it, but we're gonna still celebrate the day, right? You know that's still the day that your relative got slaughtered and humiliated, right? And you told your children and all of their offspring, you can't come home if you celebrate this day. Or if you celebrate anybody other than me, you can't come home. And celebrating that day is celebrating the people who started my family, right? If they have good intention or not, they still celebrating that day. If they have the knowledge or not, they still celebrating that day. So I'm not saying that you or anybody else is wrong. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in the instance that the Bible is right, in the instance that the Bible is fact, and if you are a Christian, I'm assuming you would believe that. If you're not, then it doesn't apply to you, right? But if you're a Christian, you believe that. That's my only, I guess, it's not pushback, but question to it.
I mean, that's still valid, and I mean, we don't even have to create hypotheticals. We have real life examples with the 4th of July, right? The 4th of July is revered as, you know, America's independence, even though we know what that means for Black people, generations of Black people who were enslaved at the time, who were not even considered human beings, who also were put on the front lines to fight for that independence that they didn't have, right? And as years progress, obviously it's still revered as the celebration of our independence as a nation. And years of Black folks celebrated the 4th of July, not because we love the idea of our people being on the front lines, but because that's what culturally happened within America. And as Black Americans, we had a lot of experience of trying to assimilate. Now, with me and my family, a lot of Black people still kind of push away from the 4th of July. For me specifically, although we would have like barbecues and stuff like that, because that's a weekend where a lot of people are off work, and especially considering in Black communities where we don't have a lot of leisure time, you also have to put those things in perspective. We don't have a lot of leisure time. So there's a day within the summertime where a lot of people are given off work. So a lot of people are going to congregate and all the things, right? But I know specifically within my family, my dad never really allowed us to wear red, white, and blue. We were not real. That was not something that he allowed. Even, this is a little extreme, but this is just the way my dad thinks. He was like, I didn't even buy y'all camouflage because in his eyes, camo represents the military. It also represents a certain sect of racist white folks. So I grew up not wearing red, white, and blue or camouflage because we don't celebrate this country because of all these things. And even to this day, I do the same thing for my son. And so I don't necessarily hoorah at the idea of like celebrate 4th of July, but if my friend invites me to a barbecue at their house, 100%. I'm gonna go and have a good time with my family. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's that sentiment I apply.
So I'm with you. So even like Thanksgiving, right? Everything is closed. So like my friends invite me, I'm gonna go over. I might not be celebrating Thanksgiving. I might try to do things like I might not say a prayer with everybody. Like I try to do things to avoid it, but yeah, everything is closed. I'm gonna be over there. My family's out. I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Same with I don't know, Christmas, like, yeah, I don't have to celebrate it, right? So I try to do things to not celebrate it, but no, I'm not gonna wear a costume on Halloween, right? But again, that's something that I struggle with because I'm an adult, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy for me not to celebrate Halloween. And I like Halloween as an adult because that's when I really was able to enjoy it. You get what I'm saying? But again, but clearly no, but you know what I'm saying? So like my daughter's in daycare and stuff. When these holidays come, you got the kids that's in there, and I want my daughter to enjoy it. You feel me? So like that stuff is conflicting for me for sure. And like, you know,
I understand the conflict. What I think should happen. You like Halloween?
You want chocolate?
What I think should happen specifically in schools, what I always did not like was the focus on one culture's stuff and not the others. And I think that that's also kind of what creates baby. This like.
Stop, baby. You want me to take you upstairs? So you gotta let daddy work.
I think this is an interesting conversation. What Jay is saying, like, according to the text, it's black and white, right? Like it's and I think that's where there's a lot of cultural debate and battle and things of that nature.
Quick caveat, however. Although this is why I say all the time when we're in regards to using the Bible as a resource and a source for how you should make decisions, is I do think we have to take in account where we are culturally, right? Because although the Bible does explain certain things, the Bible don't say nothing about Halloween specifically. You know what I'm saying? So there is a level of discernment that we all have to have with all things. Every single thing and every single possibility is not necessarily ironed out in the Bible, where they have overarching themes for sure and messages, absolutely. And so you can use that, but I also think you have to use, and this is an opinion. This is not based on fact. This is just my personal opinion. I do think you have to use both. You have to use your spiritual alignment, right? If you are a spiritual person, use your spiritual discernment while also taking into account the society and the cultural norms that you have upon you, and figure out what makes sense for you and your family.
Yeah.
I,
So with that conversation, right? Like as far as the cultural aspect, what you say is true. Like the Bible's foundation to point you to that relationship with Christ, and right. You wanna go talk? Okay. It's a foundational understanding
Mhm.
of everything Old Testament points to the coming, and then New Testament talks about when he arrived.
Mhm.
But ultimately, I think that, and that's why these conversations are kind of hard for me to have, because like as I have continued to read, I've been reading a lot of the Bible recently. It's just more so of understanding of why culture has been able to,
suppress it.
like, not necessarily,
Or separate it.
like why we are in the state that we are in. But then also you see that it's nothing new. Like even down to the interpretations of like different beliefs of denominations and everything. Paul writes a letter to the Church of Corinth during that time because they were having a divisive conversation between what Paul's saying, what Peter's saying, what Barnabas was saying. So we have already seen through the course of history how different interpretations have led people in different ways. The Church of the Catholic Church was started by Peter.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like it was from the descendants of Peter. When you look at the Canaic Church, they started the Ethiopian. Well, was Mark, right? He was a disciple, an apostle as well. That is the foundational church that led to the Renaissance in, not necessarily Renaissance, the church, the Bible being in Ethiopia. You look at the Ethiopian Bible, there's 88 books. You look at the Catholic Bible, they have the Apocrypha. There's so many different interpretations of this. I think when we look at things like holidays such as Halloween, I just don't mess with that. That's just a personal thing. I do believe in the spiritual implications, but that's for experiences within myself. Now, I'm not going to tell you, do I think it's demonic? Absolutely. like, absolutely. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that. But that's because of experiences that I have seen within my own life, my background, where I come from, what I've heard happen in Haiti and things of that nature on that night. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's another thing. It's like everybody experiences life in a different way. So I
Yeah,
can't
that culture
fault you
is
for
important
having,
right there.
I can't fault you for having your perspective in the way that it is, but I just have to be rooted in my identity. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that's the tough part, is just what we are taught is to go and make disciples.
Mhm.
And what that looks like though was never made clear.
Mhm.
The call was just go.
yeah.
And I think that's the hardest part, that like we see the division and it's like, what does go look like?
And
And go ahead.
no, go ahead.
And you have seen a variation of what that approach looks like. And that has created more division as opposed to what it was supposed to do. But the one thing that Paul said in that verse that I love, and I have to find it, but essentially he was like, are y'all worshipers of me or of Christ? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you worshiping the people, or are you worshiping what we are pointing you to? And I think that when you talk about Christianity in particular, that's the gaze that I think everybody should look at. It's
And
like Christ first, then everything else. You know
and
what I'm
like
saying?
you said, it's not as clear as it could be, and I guess it does leave a lot of room for interpretation, depending on how you look at it, right? But the Bible is black and white. So if you do believe in, again, I'm somebody who want to look at myself and understand I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to try to be
No, for
perfect.
sure.
So that's why I said my beliefs ain't everybody's beliefs, and I'm not trying to push them on nobody, because I know I'm flawed. And it be them Christian people that be so quick to point the finger at motherfuckers that be doing their own dirt and trying to hide it, right? So for me, I'm saying if you are a belief, if you that much of a believer in Christ, you gotta understand that your sins have consequences to it, no matter how big or small you think they
for
are.
sure.
They all are sins, right? So that's why I'm not mad at nobody. I just try to be as close as I can. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah, and that's
even-
why I said, like, I think that, so we live in a country that we don't have a specific religion, but we do. It's like underlying, right?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
we don't have a specific language, but we kind of do.
For
It's
sure.
just not idolized, right? The thing is, because of that, and it's my opinion that because we have such a multicultural country, and that's a kind of like the founding of it, we can kind of have a conversation about the founding of it. That's a whole
Yeah,
other conversation,
yeah.
right? But it is what it is. The founding of the country and where we are now, it is based in multiculturalism, whether the white people want to acknowledge that or not. And I think because of that, we should absolutely divest from the push of one culture over the other. Because growing up, I watched how people would be ostracized for their cultural beliefs and things on many different fronts, even certain levels of Christianity, i.e. Jehovah's Witnesses and things like that. Now, I got my own thoughts and opinions on my door knockers. I do. But I think that we don't learn enough about other people's cultures and religions to where it facilitates this judgment, right? And because Christians in this country, because it's the number one religion and it's the most respected in the country, they feel the need to put their things on other people, which is why Christmas is everywhere, right? And I think that while that's cool because it's a federal holiday, okay, cool. It's the majority of people here are Christian. I understand it, but I also think that you should also do the same with other practices. So, for example, when I used to work at the Coca-Cola headquarters, when I tell you every holiday of every culture was a thing, and I thought that was beautiful. I'm not celebrating Diwali because I'm not Indian and I don't know nothing about Diwali, but I appreciated being exposed to that. I appreciated being able to see how other people and other cultures celebrate their culture and their lifestyle. And sometimes those celebrations are not necessarily tied into their religion or their spirituality, but more so their country, their culture and things. And so I think that we could just all do a better job of showing that, because even like I don't think I learned about Ramadan till I was in college, for real. Not to the point where I didn't know people really celebrated it.
Mhm.
Like, I think we brushed over it in like the little religious section of our class or whatever. But I'm thinking, oh, okay, I didn't know people really did that. We didn't allow people access to that. Like, I remember in Coke, like during Ramadan, there were specific places that they could go to pray. Like, just honoring people's things, right? So that you can have that I think is important. And so I try to like not overly religiousize. That's not a word, but it's my word today. I try not to overly religiousize myself in that way, because I do enjoy participating in other people's culture here and there, because I feel like it allows me to be more worldly. That's just a personal thing.
No, I'm with you. I was having a conversation about communicating and just language and vocabulary, and somebody was saying just read more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that may be true, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I think you learn far past reading. I think you learn more the more you travel, because
Mhm.
that's why I love college, because college introduced me to so many
cultures,
different
yeah.
groups of people and
I'm
cultures.
trying to tell you, I never knew about Jersey mixes until I went to college.
I mean, yeah.
Oh
So,
God, I
but
did
no,
not even
like,
know that was a thing. I'm like, what is this?
but yeah, understanding how different cultures look at the United States, right?
Mhm.
Like we're selfish, we're lazy, things like that. And like when you start to understand how other people look at it and how they practice their lives, it really gives you a different outlook on the world. So I'm definitely with you, and I mean, even to my sins that I do commit, and if I do go back and celebrate a holiday, I just pray that God is as forgiving as He say He is, or He does. I pray that He does understand my intention, right? And I hope I
But
don't get
that's
to
the
the gates.
point of God, right? And that's how I feel. Like,
I mean, that's not what He says, though. I'm just.
but to be
So-
fair,
so-
God ain't write the Bible,
Hey,
Right?
right. Listen, you talking to the wrong one, because
right?
I'm the one that's going to understand. I'm with you.
But that's what I'm saying, and I think that that's my understanding, and that's how
So-
I look at it. I know God didn't write the Bible,
True.
right? Yes, there were. God told me this. I get that, right?
Okay.
Right, and I understand that, but God didn't write the Bible, and you have to understand that even if God was to speak to you, even if God was to tell you something, that's still your interpretation of a message you have to orate, because a lot of these stories and lessons and things were also told. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you, and I think that's why the message is more important than the words. if that makes sense. That's me. That's how I've always viewed it, and I feel like that makes the most sense to me because of the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Like, I know how telephone works. I know how storytelling works. And by the time the story gets to you, it might be a little bit different, but what's the message? What's the overall point of the story? That's kind of the point that I see.
I'm actually really enjoying this conversation because like it's walking down a path that like I've been thinking about recently. I thought it was too weird to bring on the podcast, but it's just like the evolution of knowledge over time and how like that has led to the practicality of what we see today. And it's a tough conversation to have because even when you look at text, use Bible as an example, like the name Jesus isn't his name. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Greek and in the Roman,
Yahweh.
Where they say they ain't have J or something like
they
that,
didn't
right?
have the letter J. You know what I'm saying? So as language has evolved over time, so have words. It goes so far as to like segue. I'm gonna segue real quick. That's why I was looking at a yearbook earlier this week, and I stayed back in 9th grade. I never told you. Did I tell you the story? Because I was such a fuck the system type of person back then that I just didn't understand why we had to study Shakespeare, right? And maybe this is the revolutionist in me that I've never been able to cope with why. Like, why have we accepted everything as what has been presented to us outside of the Bible? Just because I have seen it in practice, right? In my own personal life. So that's why I stay 10 toes down with it, because of my own personal experience. But same thing could be said for other people. So I have that level of understanding because you've seen it in practice. You've seen how your prayers have brought forth the things that you want. Going back to the aspect of like the evolution of knowledge, I look at one thing that was so random. I talked about this before, is like colors. We have taken what people have said to us, and it's like, okay, this is gospel. I didn't understand that the color red wasn't discovered really. I mean, it existed, but as what we interpret it as today in the 1600s under Sir Isaac Newton. So like when we look at life in that scope, that's why I say it's weird, because like I have been diving to the origins of everything. And like the question that I keep on asking myself is, why do we accept this? Like, what was culturally going on at that time that when this person said this particular thing that we all just were like, yeah. And I think that as we continue to ask ourselves the whys behind like who and the whys, like who are the people that are in control that are saying this as a whole, and then why are we accepting it, there will be more answers. But I think that collectively, we all got so much going on. We don't have time to ask that question. So it's like once we identify with a certain particular, like on one side of whatever fence we're on, it's like, this is the side that I'm standing on. This is the easier route. So there's no room for understanding. So I think that's the cycle that we're in.
Yeah. And something I learned in school about, I think I specifically learned this in my Black feminist thought class. She said something that really kind of changed the way I just ingest things, right? Just because someone is a scholar or an expert doesn't mean that everything that they say is verbatim. You have to live by it, right? And the person she used as an example is Bell Hooks. When people start to dive into their womanist ideology, they're like, yes, I am stepping into radical feminist. I cannot wait to like be changed. They start reading Bell Hooks, right? And because Bell Hooks is revered as an amazing scholar, everything that she says, you start to kind of fall into it, and you have to try to apply everything. But the purpose of Black feminist thought specifically is to read all of the things, right? Ingest it, understand it, but then look at the world, and then look at your real life application. That's why sometimes definitions, you can't just go off of a definition of a word. Sometimes you have to think about the application of the word, because yes, this means this thing, but when you're talking about how to actually apply it to real life examples and how culture is expansive and it's consistently expanding, you're going to have new definitions that arise. And that doesn't mean that the original definition is wrong. It just means that it's expanded. And I think that that's how the Bible and other religious texts are or should be looked at. It's not that it's wrong, it's just that it's limited and it's expansive now. You can take that and apply real world, or not real world, but today's society, cultural norms, and yourself and what you know to be true based off of what you can see and experience and feel and touch, and make it make sense. And I think that that's what science is. Science is not something to discount religion or spirituality. It's an expansion of it, and it's an explanation. It's a tangible explanation of these otherworldly spiritual realms that we can't necessarily identify, but there's still a whole bunch that we can't. And it doesn't take away. I don't think there's one or the other. And I never understood that like pushback of when people like push away from science because they're so wrapped up into text. It's like the two can coexist. I also don't like when scientists push back on spirituality because of the inability to put a tangible explanation on it.
I think it's easy though. I think that's because it's like this the easy route to go. It's like to leave the room for uncertainty. Even though like even with scientists, it's like you're trying to say something, as you say, tangible, but if it can't be proven, then it doesn't exist. Essentially, it's like I'm just wiping this away. So like, there's no. That's why I said, if we want to have this conversation, I've been going down this rabbit hole for a very long time in my life. But it's just like, there's a lot of things that are unknown. But for me, I said this before, based on the experiences that I have had and what I have seen, and like when I look at the Bible, I do identify as truth. You say limited. I don't think it's limited. I think our perception and understanding of it is limited because I think that there's a force outside of ourselves that can truly expand on the truth of it all.
So when I say limited, I'm specifically talking about the people and their experience and what they see and what they know. Their information of the world in general is just limited. So not necessarily the word is limited, but their experience of life. The same way ours is going to be considered limited in the next 50 so years because we expand our information.
I'm so happy that you said that because, like, I'm sorry, you want to make a point?
No, I was just saying, like, it's really I think it's all faith-based, right? Like, I don't really think it's a...
Right or wrong.
We could try to have a conversation, but I don't think it's ever going to be a common ground because even when we talk about, like, it's limited from our understanding, right? But depending on your faith, right? Like, because a lot of the things in the Bible, we got to talk about, like, I never seen no magic or witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of the things in the Bible is, like, it's hard to comprehend. So if you don't believe this in your heart, then it's hard to convince somebody else that this is real, especially when you talk about, like, the science conversation. It's like, yeah, they don't, it's hard for them to coexist because science look at fact. And if we talk about fact by the definition of it, fact is something that has numbers, tangible things like that, whereas though the Bible isn't fact by our definition. And I say our definition because, again, if this is true, I don't know. If it is true, right? It's hard for us to believe it because we never seen nothing like it. You telling me that a man just said, let that be light. You telling me that a man, like, it doesn't make sense to me, right? That's why I said it depends on your faith. So it's like, if you faith is kind of like blind, like, honestly, right? So like, you got to have faith in it. So it's like, and I'm not trying to discredit nobody. I'm trying to be careful with it, but it's just like, it's hard to have the conversation of understanding because it's really faith. If you look at the Bible, like, none of that stuff to our understanding, to the human experience, to what we see, none of it's going to make sense.
But I was gonna say, if you understand that you telling me an experience you have is based off of the knowledge that you have right now, right? So say, for example, let me think of a really good example. Let's say let's go based off of something funny. It's not really funny, but it was funny to me. Ocean Gate. Remember the thing that went down into the ocean? They tried to go see. Yes. So they went down to see the Titanic and they imploded, right? And if you're telling me this story, right, in today's time, right, based off of all the knowledge that we know, you can tell me that it imploded because of pressure, because of this, because of that, right? Let's take it back hundreds and hundreds of years ago before we discovered and had an explanation for implosion. You might not be able to explain what happened. You might say they disappeared.
You might be able to explain it, but you're going to explain it. It's just like, okay,
But that's what I'm
glad that you said
saying.
that.
See,
And of course,
eventually,
like,
Both are
yeah.
true, but you only have limited information to be able to explain to me what happened. And so now I'm left with all these questions. What do you mean it disappeared? That's not possible. Things can't disappear. How is that possible? Right? So if you tell me this story years later in today's time, you're like, yeah, this thing happened and they just disappeared out of thin air. What do you mean?
I mean,
That's just what I said. They disappeared. But
that's
you're
so
not
weird
giving
that
me
you're
enough
saying
answers.
that.
So what I'm saying is, that's why I said there's limited. The people in that time period, they didn't have Sir Isaac Newton right there to explain the things of the things, right? We didn't have Einstein in that moment, right? All we had was, this is what I see. That's all I saw, right? My dad even told me around that time period that the average size of man was between like by about 5 feet, right? My size.
Mhm.
Imagine a nigga like LeBron walking in. Only thing I can tell you is that nigga was a giant. That's all I can say. Does that mean that he wasn't? No, it just means that that's all I can tell you. I don't even have an instrument to measure my ass, but I know that nigga was big as shit.
I mean, that's a great point, though.
So it's not
It's kinda
about
like-
the things not being true. It's about I only have this amount of information. Doesn't mean that they were dumb either. You can't help what you don't know in the moment.
That's a fact.
No,
I
that's a
like
good
that.
point.
I
That's a
never
good
heard it
point.
like that.
Because like people talk about the revelations, right? And like in Revelation talks about like giant locusts and everything in that capacity. And I remember a pastor telling me like, in times conversation, he's just like, have you ever seen a helicopter?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, imagine if you're back there and you're looking into the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're seeing a revolution of the future. You've never seen the technology that you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're calling giants and things of that nature because you're using the language of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what you're saying from that standpoint
Mm-hmm.
because, but again, going to that evolution, you said something earlier that was like with science, with the Big Bang and like the creation of like, how can you create from nothing? That more of the reason why I do think there's a creator is because of the evolution of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at from there and what we know of then to now, how?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like our minds just magically, we're sitting here and we're looking, you got cameras, you have cars, you have everything. A nigga just woke up one day and was like, I'm gonna put a motor on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but even to have the knowledge to create the wheel, where does this knowledge come from? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like there's an infinite source that I think that, so I say this is a very deep conversation, like that we are all accessible to. And I think that the more that we have these conversations, I don't think we're ever truly, this is just,
Yeah.
we're
But that's why I
ever
think
truly know
science
the
and
truth.
spirituality work together. And
I think science was created by God. You know what I'm saying? I think
Right.
like everything was created by him ultimately. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think how we interpret it and how we use it has been used and abused for personal gain. But I do think that everything that we have seen on this earth was created by God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really how it
Yeah.
where it lies with me. But again, for me, like I said,
Yeah.
Christianity, it makes sense to me. I have studied the other religions. I have seen, and it just doesn't stick for me. You know what I'm saying? I it may work for other people,
Mm-hmm.
but what I believe to be true is what I see in the Bible.
Mhm.
And even then, I be confused
Yeah.
sometimes myself.
I think the mere fact that there are overlaps within the majority of religions and spiritualities
There's
is
a
proof
lot.
enough
Yeah.
that
There's a true
there's
creator.
an idea
Something.
of something
Or
right
somewhere,
out
yeah,
there. And
yeah.
I think that that's kind of like always where I go to. And that's why I also kind of just don't feel the need to like overly lock down on all the Christian practices necessarily, because I'm like, there's so much overlap. I just feel like we're all doing the same thing, just a little bit
In our
different. We
different
all
way.
believe
Yeah, I'm with you.
the basis is very, very similar of all these spiritual practices. It's just about like, that practice, those specific rules and how you feel like is going to lead you to ultimate peace. And I think that whatever culture and whatever makes sense for you and your people, do that as long as you striving to be a good person and you got good intentions.
I'm gonna laugh at
be
the end
alright.
of this if when it's all said and done, guys, it's like, come on in. Everybody come on in. We're gonna run this back for season 2. Like, I always used to, it's funny, but I was like, bro, if I was the creator of everything, I would do the best TV show
Mm-hmm.
would be Life. I would just create. Like, honestly,
Okay.
bro, so we don't know. Like, we really
Yeah.
don't know. I think that we don't know what's on the other side because nobody has gone to the other side and come back.
Okay,
Right.
that'd be the part right there
And
for me. And
according
I
to
don't
what-
believe them white folks that say they have. You a lie.
And according to what I believe, It's just I believe that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light, and that's
One thing
what I
about
believe
Alex,
it is.
he
I'ma say it.
gonna prophesy.
I'ma say it,
Man, can we?
He said, I got evidence.
I'ma
So when
say
he at
it.
the gates, he be like, you can roll the tapes on me.
bro. Play it
You
back,
can roll
Jesus.
the tapes on me. I
Play
said
it back, Jesus.
I'm gonna say play it back while he's fucking that girl when he wasn't married.
Oh, why you do that?
You see, Jay?
Why you do that? You ain't going.
you see
You gonna
Jay?
have to wait in the extended line.
I might have to wait. And,
You gonna have to wait in that extended
and that comes
line.
with me accepting my humanity. I might.
You see,
And you know
Jay?
what? I'm gonna be
I
in
might.
the fast track lane because he gonna be like, you see, you was really on to something. I was trying to tell the
You
folks.
see, Jay?
I was trying to
if,
tell
if
the folks.
God is who they say he is, none of us fucking going to heaven, to be honest.
And that's why I don't think he is.
If he is what they say,
I think
who
God
going to
is.
heaven, Alex?
I think God is a
Everybody.
lot nicer than we make him seem.
If he is what they say he is, everybody going to heaven?
A good percentage.
Hell no.
That don't make sense for the majority of us
I'm just saying,
not.
if he is what they say he is.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it be
It's a narrow
logic.
path.
That's what
Man,
It's a narrow path.
that's what them badass pastors be telling you to scare the hell out of you. Be like, oh my God, it's only 10 tickets. Like I got to be shit.
All right, can I pay for the skip the line?
Like,
yes, sir, you
God
can.
damn.
That was one.
Niggas is shit, man. What we got, man?
144,000. I was like,
What we got on a? We even talking about
Who
God.
said
man.
that?
We
The
done got
Mormons,
deep.
right?
nah,
Is that
I
the
mean,
Mormons who said that?
I think it was There's a lot of people that actually believe.
I was gonna say
144,000.
Mormons are a cult. You know me.
Niggas gonna-
Respect everybody, but I'm gonna be honest.
I'ma
If you tell me that I'm only black because of a curse,
what?
bitch.
I'm gonna beg and plead God to let me in. Like, bro, like, come on, man. I had good intentions. Seemed like the pathway to hell was paved in good intentions, nigga. I see it later. That's what
I did my best, Lord.
You like your best wasn't enough, nigga.
Well, damn. Honestly, what could hell be if this is the world?
Nah, the world is hell.
Oh God.
Bro, let's move on, man. For real, like, let's move on.
Because but
No, for real though. That's what it is though. For real. What
where
we
we want
got?
to start, man?
Well, start on some funny shit, man.
All right.
We talking about God. We ain't.
All right, let's
you know we're
start
gonna talk about politics. Now it's gonna get more serious.
Nah. We gonna start with Ja Rule and Tony Yayo.
Yo, bro, what's
And
up with
Uncle
these
Murder.
old niggas, man? Like these old niggas, bro. Like these niggas is worse than the young niggas these
Remember
days.
when Ja Rule said that the beef was
Yo, I swear I thought of the same thing,
Well,
but he apologized.
Go ahead, Jamil.
Go ahead,
What you was
go
gonna say?
ahead.
When he said what?
What did he say? He said
On Carmelo podcast?
Yeah, he was talking about
made him more money?
Yeah, the beef wouldn't. We got to stop celebrating the beast and blah blah blah. And I said you only say that when you're the one who's losing.
Yeah.
Is this not?
No, I don't think so because, bro, like, again, I embraced the beef because it was hip hop. It was a part of the culture. Like, it's dope. We can't erase that.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm saying, like, is this the same? I don't think this is the same. Now we're just getting, like, you just niggas just old and bitter. Like,
So are you not keeping the beef alive by beefing with a nigga that you was beefing with?
I think that's corny.
Maybe
I'm
I do
contradicting.
too, but that's what I'm saying. It's easy to throw a stone when you're not in it right now. Nigga, you do the same shit that everybody else do. I hate when people overly judge people and now all of a sudden you got all these criticisms. Nigga, you do the same shit that everybody else do. You get on a plane and hooping and hollering over a nigga you was beefing with a couple of years ago. Nigga, sit down.
He did issue an apology.
Okay.
He said, "I'm not proud of my behavior. It's goofy of me. It's goofy to me. I'm a grown man, about to be a proud
sure.
parent father, and I wish that the video of me wasn't out there either. I don't like people taking me out of my character. So for that, I apologize to my wife, family, fans, business, and investment partners."
Thank you.
Okay.
He said, I want people to know at the end of the day, I'm still a man, and I'm going to stand my ground. I don't start trouble.
Okay.
See,
So-
we ain't never gonna get that from 50 Cent.
That's a fact.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's a fact.
He's
I-
over 50.
That
I
nigga
what 50
don't.
did
He
these
is
days.
allergic to apologies and
I'm
accountability.
over 50. I am, bro. Like, bro, this shit getting corny, bro.
You feel like he's overly
Involved in too many people.
tapped into
different.
the villain era in his
I
character.
don't even want to call it a villain. I honestly,
It's a character.
he overly tapped into a female character. I feel like the actions that I see him do is some female shit. I'm
What does
sorry,
that
no,
mean?
no disrespect.
Well,
but I'm
explain
talking
it.
to my homies.
Explain it then.
You always in other people's businesses, girl shit. That's just if I'm talking to my homies, right? Like, bro, why are we doing this? Like, why are you so overly invested in what another nigga got to do? Like, everything. It's not even just one person. We see it with so many different things. It's like, bro, you ain't got to have a response for everybody, bro.
You ever heard the phrase "think of the messiest bitch you know"?
Oh my god.
It's a nigga, ain't it? You ever heard that?
I have.
Okay, you want to know where they come from? Truth. Okay, truth, life experience. Why you trying to put all that? That's some girl shit. Niggas is messy too. That's not no girl. That's people shit. People are messy.
Oh.
50 Cent is ignorant because he's 50 Cent. Why you trying to put that on female this, female that?
Because I'm a man.
I knew she was going that
Okay.
way. I knew she was going to go
That's-
that route.
Okay,
That's how I talk. You know what I'm
okay. Well, untalk it. Get better. 1% better.
Anyway,
This is
yeah,
a lesson. A lesson to learn.
I'm personally tired of 50 Cent shit. And honestly, do we think that Yayo and Murder is acting like this or 50 Cent wasn't acting like this? It's like, yo, let me go impress Big
Was he on
Brother.
a flight?
No, what I'm saying, let me
Well,
go
how did it
impress
start?
Massa.
What did Mr. Yayo say?
No, he
get
probably
him-
was
There's
just
been mixed signals because some
Okay.
people said from the video that Ja Rule was the aggressor. But in the video that you watch, it's like you see the
You
first
clearly
it's
video.
like already in the middle of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's in the middle where they're
Mhm.
going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, but somebody had, according to Yayo in the interviews, like somebody had already let them know moments before, like Ja Rule's gonna be on the flight. But like moments before, it's not like they knew. And then he said it in the interview with Vlad. There was 2 seats available. There
Okay.
was one seat in front of them, and there was another one that was like across the hall. I mean, across the aisle. He was like, "What is the odds that he sits right in front of him?" And he does. So we don't know. It's not clear. Everybody's is he say, she say. But
But you know, when you really don't like a nigga, anything they do
It's
can
on
piss you
sight,
off.
bro.
So it's
It's on
like, you
sight.
know, I try to be understanding, like, when
it's
you don't
on
like
site.
somebody, like they can breathe wrong. And all
I'm
of a sudden,
glad
I'm
Ja Rule
agitated.
apologized. That shit is corny. I'm sorry.
I'm glad that he apologized too. I
All I'm saying
suppose
is,
Grown men like beefing like that, bro. Like, what are we talking, bro?
people are people.
Yeah, what you about to say something else?
no, it's just ironic because like you look at Yayo and they really in the 50 Cent camp because that nigga
Mhm.
Vlad boy, he had them niggas on the call immediately. I don't know. He must have saw the video.
What you mean he on 50 Cent camp? No, he's in Vlad pockets. What you mean? Like Vlad got that check for him.
Bro.
Yo, come do this interview.
The nigga was
Vlad is the feds, and I want us to divest immediately. And Ari Spears is the #1 contributor. That nigga be on that nigga podcast every 3 fucking business days.
Ryan Davis.
Yo, do you
God damn.
Ryan Davis.
do y'all understand? Do y'all understand that like Vlad is like a Fortune 500 company at this point? Like he's paying these niggas.
Clearly.
Yeah, like that's if that's
like
your
a
job,
cycle.
you gonna be there.
Clearly.
You think
It's
full-time?
clear.
Yo, do you think T.I. beats 50 Cent in the verses?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I ain't gonna lie to you, like the up north in me definitely is rooting for 50 Cent, but
See, I got some hits too though.
I'm just
He
saying,
got a lot of hits.
yeah, like honestly, even if it was Ja Rule,
I don't think so.
you
What
say
you
that.
mean, even if it was Ja Rule.
I think Ja Rule stand a chance against 50 more than we think. Don't let
not
the
for
beef
20
shit.
songs.
Don't let the beef shit.
Not for 20 songs, though.
Do you know 20 50 Cent songs?
Yeah, Richard Die Trying.
I was gonna
I
say that.
do.
I was
No,
gonna
do
say
you know?
that the
But do
record-
you know 20 50? I can name probably from 1 to 21 on Get Rich or Die Trying. Do you know 20 songs for 50
I
Cent?
said Ja Rule came.
No, but do you know 20 songs for 50 Cent?
Probably.
I think I do.
Yeah. What's your point?
No, because you said not for 20 songs. So I'm
I
saying
don't think Ja Rule has 20 songs that could compete with 50 Cent.
Okay.
And I don't
He
think
got
his features,
he
'cause,
got
like,
he got
bro,
some. I ain't going down the nigga, but he don't got 20.
No, I'm with you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, there was a couple niggas that I was like going through the discography because the whole Cole conversation. 50 got some hits.
He do.
He
T.I.
got
definitely got some hits though.
he got some
He
hits
do.
like what?
Huh?
Like what? Like 20 hits? He got 20 hits.
T.I.
Yeah, 50.
I think 50 got 20 hits.
Mm.
But see, and that's the thing that when we look at the
Maybe
lens
not
of
20
verses,
hits, but he got 20 songs that'll go.
Yeah, so me, I'm a
That's
50.
what I say. It's
I'm
the
about to say,
lens of what
see,
we
I'm
look at it.
I'm a 50 Cent fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just thinking about it, like the songs that I like there, I probably would make me feel good, but I don't know if it does that universally. Like even when
Go
we
look
talk
at-
about Get Rich or Die Trying, right?
That's
Like,
the thing. When it comes to a verses, it's not just like your personal phase. It has to be like, yeah, this song is better for all the reasons than this song. And I don't think he has more than T.I. on that point because T.I. dominated, especially if they start going
And I don't think
collabs.
I haven't looked at it, but I don't think 50 has more for Ja Rule because Ja Rule has, especially we talking about the features, right? Because that matters. We talking about the features that he has. He has a lot of songs that people know universally. I don't know if I go to some random person and say, "Do you know about 50 Cent Heat?" That's one of my favorite songs, right? On Get Rich or Die Trying. Do you know? Patiently Waiting? Maybe the world knows about it, but I don't think most of the people would be like, oh yeah, that's my favorite song, right? Like, it's so many songs. You know what I'm saying? With 50 Cent that I love personally, right? But
That's
I
not
don't-
mainstream. Little B-side hits.
So I'm looking at this article from Discover Music, which gives 20 hip hop essentials of like different genres of 50 Cent, and it breaks it down to like In the Club, Him as a Lover, and all of that stuff. But they put no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
Wangsta, In the Club, Disco Inferno, I Get Money, AO Technology. That's 5, right?
Solid
Then
5.
That's
Candy
it.
Shop, Just a Little Bit, PIMP, 21 Questions, Best Friend. That's 10. They put How to Rob, Many Men, Ski Mask Way, Rider Music, Hustler Ambition, 15. And then they put features, Magic State, Stick, Hate It or Love It, How We Do, Hate Being Sober, The Woo. If he plays those 20,
But right there, he got to play those because those are the.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's the list.
He plays
And
those
that's
20.
probably the list that everybody would pick
That's
for
hard.
50.
Like, that's
a
hard.
good solid
Honestly,
list though.
They cool, but against T.I., like I don't think he
I'm
would
gonna
play
look at top-
because there's so many. Even I think Jadakiss did it. I think Jadakiss was the prime example of this.
They did.
He
good.
showed people how to like it didn't have to be hits, and I think that was the story of verses in general. I'm gonna be real,
but that was a cultural.
but I think that was the story in verses in general. Look at Mario.
Yes,
Mario don't have
but that's
20
also
hits.
why you pick, and I think it's important who you pick, right? Like to go head to head, because sometimes if it's two completely different, it may not really register as like a hit to one side. With the Jadakiss one, I feel like that was for New York, that was for that area, and so I feel like the people who listen to that type of music, it would have hit regardless. Like that
Even
was
Jada and Fab though. Like if I'm listening, I'm thinking Fab. Just if I go back to verses in general, it was very few verses who like it was a clear one of who it should have been. Right? Let's think about Jeezy and Gucci. I would think the majority of people thought Gucci won. We know Gucci don't have more hits than Jeezy. Let's be
the
real.
thing is though. That was interesting because Jeezy won because Gucci was playing a different game. I'm like, what are you playing?
Listen to him. That's my
Nigga?
point. No, that's my point. That was everybody. You think about Jonte and who was it? Neo. Like I didn't even know who Jonte was.
That was a good one.
Smoke Neo. You talk about the Dream and like every verse.
I love those when they was doing like the songwriters and producers.
Every verses. I feel like the opposite person who you thought was going to won. For the most part.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list.
Because I feel like there was never a winner. It was just based on what people said. They didn't actually declare winners though.
Man, it was winners.
This is old.
It was personal though, because I see people debating about all these all the time. Like I think for Jadakiss that was like a clear one for sure. But like I see people debating on who won for different ones all the time. Like
I think Jadakiss reinvented what verses look like.
Yeah.
Like the way that because now it's like the showmanship. The performance, like you were explaining earlier, like he changed it because I think, like you said, going into it, he probably was like, "These niggas don't understand. Like I really do this." So he kind of crafted a way to deliver his product in a way that nobody had done before during the verses.
And that's why I think. I mean, so if anything, that's the only like leeway or benefit I would give to 50 Cent. I do feel like 50 Cent would be able to do that. I do. Now that's something, because even his songs, I'm listening to him, I'm like, he could play this on some like hip hop sparring shit and it wins, right? So I can see that for 50. I will say that. But when we talk about songs, like,
no, he got some hits.
I think, but the songs you just named, if I was to name Ja Rule songs, they hit way harder than that. Wait, what?
I don't know. It's again culture. So it's
go to Ja Rule. Just go to his essentials. Like, bro. His song with Mary J. Blige. What is it? Like, bro, I'm just saying, he gonna play some songs. He's like, oh shit. His songs with Ashanti. His songs with Lil Mo. Like 50. Them songs that you named was fire. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The majority of Ja Rule's hits are collabs.
All right, let's
go. What?
So that it's not the. It's not. They're not on the same level. He would need to go with somebody else who does a similar thing, like a Nelly.
No, you heard what Jay-Z said. Only nigga selling units is M Pimp Juice. Ain't nobody fucking with Nelly. Let's leave Nelly out of it. Let's leave him the fuck alone. Because people gonna think they gonna have Nelly, I got another thing coming for your ass. Leave Nelly alone. Read them.
This is the titles. Ja Rule Essentials. Okay, so Living It Up, Holla Holla, Put It On Me, Always On Time,
All these songs are nostalgic as fuck already.
Okay.
Thug Lovin', Between Me and You, Down Ass Bitch, New York, I Cried, Down for You, Mesmerized, I'm Real, Ain't It Funny, We Here Now, Clap Back, It's Murder.
Oh, so all I'm saying, what you
Murder
just
Rain.
played.
To me, not for me though.
But here's the thing.
But that's why I said it's subjective.
But
like,
here's the thing. That you don't want to accept.
Go ahead.
The majority of those songs are hits because of the hooks.
For sure, but that doesn't. I'm saying that it doesn't matter when you play it. Your household.
But that's
will
what
be
I'm
like,
saying.
"Ain't it
But I'm saying these
funny?"
are all collabs. 50 can stand. He had a few on there, but the majority are. That's that nigga song. That I don't think those two things compete necessarily.
Okay,
That's me personally.
I'm not mad at it.
I think he would need to
just know
compete with
the
somebody else who does something similar for it to be a fair fight.
like
It's
T.I.
no, T.I. don't just do.
You talking about Ja
collabs.
Rule or 50? I'm talking about 50
I'm
Cent.
talking about with.
Oh, I'm talking about 50 Cent.
I'm talking about Ja Rule.
Oh.
I think 50 Cent and T.I. is a good match. I would like to see it. I think it would be a good match. I still
It's
think
not
T.I. would
happening,
have
though.
a good. Yeah, 50 is
50 got too much to lose.
Being weird.
He got too much to lose.
he does have too much.
Yeah, why would I
feel
do
like-
that?
What do you have to lose?
Your reputation? You gonna be the laughing stock for a couple
I don't
weeks?
think it's gonna be a laughing stock because he's not gonna lose badly.
No,
But he gonna lose.
but my thing is, it's like
don't know
so
if he
that you
would.
gotta understand when Jada Kiss that Locks and Dipset verses, right? Those memes, I know for them it felt like forever.
But
And for a nigga that
the
live
thing
on in
is,
social media
50
like
Cent
50,
is always being made fun of. He's always being talked about.
Not really. The last time he
Yes,
was made
he
fun of was when he was
is.
hanging upside down at the Super Bowl and he was fat. But like, he ain't
But
nobody
the
really
thing
making
is,
fun of 50
he
Cent.
don't have
bro.
nothing really to lose. You know what I mean? Like, okay, people make fun of you for a little bit because okay, cool, whatever. Nigga, get in the fucking field. I like, you're pissing me off. Like, I actually need that. I feel like it'll be so entertaining. I feel like it's a really good matchup. Like, I really
Nah.
enjoy
there's only
50
one
Cent.
verses that I want to see.
What?
P. Diddy and Jermaine Dupri.
No,
What?
That's the only one I want to see.
the only verses that I want to see.
No.
Well, you're
I
never
would
gonna
see
get it.
Diddy and JD.
You're never gonna get it.
Who you want to see?
Hov and Kanye. That's the only verses I want to see. That's the only verses that I would really want to see
You're probably not gonna get that either.
ever. But like 20 Hov songs versus 20
That'll be
Kanye
fun.
songs.
Yeah, that's
Because what are you
crazy.
going to pick?
That would be
Like,
good. Yeah,
What do
because
you pick?
it's so many,
Yeah,
and I
that's-
don't.
That's
What?
insane. The culture
Ooh.
wins at that point.
Bro.
Yeah.
But the same with Diddy and JD. The culture
But
wins.
who
Nigga,
wins?
don't nobody want to see Diddy.
But who wins that versus? I just want to hear it.
Oh my
In your mind.
God.
We do. I win. Nigga, I
nobody.
win.
Nobody wants to see Hov versus.
She
No, I'm
talking
talking
Diddy.
about that bullshit.
Why nobody want to see Diddy and JD?
Because he's a deviant.
You feel like Diddy's catalog holds up with JD's?
Are you stupid?
With JD's? JD went crazy, bro.
Bro, are you dumb?
I'm not done. I mean, but what we talking about?
The songs that he has been
Produced?
a part of, yes.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I'm like, wait,
like
I
the
was saying
ones-
a part of because that nigga really okay.
Yeah, he
Like,
don't
just
really
dancing in
produce.
the video.
I'm
he's
with you.
just
Like-
there. So
I'm
it's
with
like,
you.
and
But-
that's why I'm irritated.
I'm
Because why you
like-
giving
I'm
that
like-
nigga
that's what I'm
credit?
saying.
I'm with
I
you, but
mean-
we can't ignore him putting the people in the room. That
Okay, so you going
matters.
label for label then at that point.
That
That's
would
a
be
difference. Jermaine Dupri's a producer.
Well, then that's like, what was the joint that they just did with damn, Louisiana Master P versus
Mhm.
it was like Slaughter Gang versus not Slaughter Gang.
no, it was Master P. It was No Limit versus
Cash Money.
Cash Money.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. I
Then
think
that would be the thing. It would be label for label, not because Jermaine Dupri that is a producer. Like if we gonna go Jermaine Dupri and his beats and stuff like that, to put him up against Diddy, that's a slap in the face. That nigga's not a talented fucking producer. No.
I'm sorry, I just thought of another one I would love to see. Pharrell versus Timbo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would go crazy. But Timbo already did a versus. But
Oh, he did it with Swiss Beats.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
But I would love to see Timbaland versus
that would be.
Pharrell.
That would
Yeah,
be cool.
man. I don't know, but I don't want y'all to think I'm not a 50. I'm a 50 fan. I love 50. It's just
I
all this
hear
sassy
you.
shit is going on, bro. Stop it, bro. Why we can't criticize people we fans? I don't understand that.
No, I think we should.
You
I
can criticize anybody
because when we don't,
I just don't
see
like
the
that
Nicki Minaj's and
you're
the-
criticizing him, but then by comparing him to a woman, I don't like that. I feel like that's
Oh
disrespectful.
my, okay.
You can, oh my God, all you want. I feel that way.
Because you're a woman,
Right.
as you should.
Okay. So
Okay,
why is you
cool.
sucking your teeth at me explaining how I feel?
Okay, woman. Big Mama.
Did y'all watch Cat Williams special?
No,
No.
I've never been a fan of him.
Oh.
Why?
He's never was funny to me.
You didn't
Never?
Like,
A Pimp Chronicles?
you didn't like it's
No.
All
None
right.
of it.
everything?
I don't think I ever even watched. I tried to watch some of his. I just
You
never.
didn't Pimp Chronicles? Are you serious?
That's
was
when he
like
wore the
classic.
purple suit,
Nah, he had the green suit.
the green suit. I mean,
Yeah.
I just never was a big fan of him.
But
That's
did you
really
watch
it.
it? Is my question.
I probably watched a little bit of it, but I'm not a big
All right,
fan
all
of
right,
him.
all right, all right.
Why? I'm just not a big
All right.
fan of him.
Okay, and you're wrong.
I'm a wrong for not being a fan.
Yep. Because there are some things that are just like true. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like Bernie Mac is funny. That's true.
right.
But I think
That's my point.
Yes.
You see,
That's what I'm saying. Imagine
somebody.
somebody said they don't think Bernie Mac is funny.
But
That's
it's not the same. It's nowhere
it
near.
is.
Nowhere
Pimp
near.
Chronicles is a classic
So you telling
comedy
me?
special.
So you telling me Cat Williams
Yes.
and Bernie Mac is
Pimp
right here?
Chronicles is one of the
No,
funniest.
no.
Let me.
Oh my god.
Pimp Chronicles is one of the best comedy specials. Period.
Okay, so I'm asking
I'm
you:
looking it up.
is Bernie Mac
Period.
and Cat Williams on the same level? Absolutely not. Stop playing. You don't even gotta guess.
In what terms?
And delivering fucking.
They're so different. It's hard for me to compare comedians, honestly, because it's like the
I'ma watch
comedy is
Pimp- that's my homework
completely
then.
different.
I'm gonna watch Pimp
You
Chronicles.
have to watch Pimp Chronicles,
I just
and
never-
don't watch it angry.
I'm not. Some people. So for example, right? Like I ain't gonna lie. Like you know, I don't
Who are
like
your favorite
comedy
comedians?
special. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac.
No.
I'm not a big comedy guy.
So then,
But no, that's what I'm saying. So because I'm not a big comedy guy, for you to make me like you, I think is dope. So even when I was watching Ryan Davis special, right? I'm already not like.
what do you mean you're not like you don't think shit funny? You think you too serious or something? Yeah, that's
Sometimes
what I think
I am.
it is.
I'm
Yeah.
very serious.
Serious
So
ass
when
nigga.
I was watching Ryan Davis shit, I'm like,
I don't like
oh wow, this is like I'm laughing. Like this is funny to me. I don't think I'll be serious. That's a me thing. That don't have nothing to do with nobody.
Can't stand
Why does that
serious
make?
ass-
Why
I
does
don't
that
know.
make y'all uncomfortable? Because I'm not.
Cause I can't stand a serious
I
ass
don't-
nigga
I don't
like
like-
laugh.
I don't like
joy.
I don't really like comedy.
You don't like
movies.
shit.
I don't like comedy movies.
What?
I don't like what's the romantic movies and shit like that?
Rom-coms?
Rom-coms. I don't like. Nah. I don't
What do
like-
you like?
I like thrillers. I like action movies. I like all that.
You're the color gray is what you are. You're the color fucking gray.
Okay. But yeah, so Bernie Mac, that's why I think Bernie Mac was funny as fuck. Because when I was watching, I'm like, yo, this nigga funny as shit.
He is funny, but there's other funny comedians.
Like Cat Williams.
I think Cal Williams is
I think
hilarious.
I
The
think
special wasn't funny.
I think Kevin
I
Hart.
heard, and I,
I think
didn't watch
Kevin Hart's first like 3.
it. His first couple was cool. Then
Oh
last
my
few,
god, that was
ass.
probably some of the funniest shit I've heard.
What makes it funny for you though?
I don't
Like,
know
I'm trying to
him running with the ostrich. That nigga was funny as shit, bro. Like
antics.
Yeah, you gotta think about this him during that time. Like,
was
you gonna make fun of me,
teasing me.
bitch?
for me,
You like the antics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with Kevin Hart, he's interesting. For me, when it comes to his specials, the last couple I did not personally care for. But them first few, them was hits, right?
Facts.
And the reason I liked them so much is because they were him expressing his life, right? And for me, storytelling is number one with comedy.
Has to.
Knowing how to tell a story in a funny way is like very, very like it's actually kind of hard to do, but it's I love it. It feels real because what makes something 10 times funnier for me is the relatability,
Yeah, I'm
knowing
with you.
exactly what you're talking about. When people and this is what I try to do in my comedy. When you poke at that thing that people don't realize about a thing and make it a bigger thing, that to me is like chef's kiss. Like noticing the small details about life, about relationships, about different things, and putting that on the mainstream. That to me is like so tasty. And I think that some people do it very, very well. And
You know
I
who's
think
actually
with
pretty
Kevin
good at
Hart, like he did that well in his storytelling. And also he was good at like the voice changes, a little bit of physical
Yeah, I love
comedy.
all of that.
I love that. Like be
Like
stupid.
when Bernie Mac says, man, it's like relatability. Like I go downstairs, they go get some cookies and milk, and his sassy ass look at me up and down. So you know what that means? If somebody look you up and down the street, you want to fight, bust a move. Like that shit is. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I can repeat all of that back because like when he go outside to the school bus and he's smiling, right? And his mom jump out the bushes like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you deny my son's education? And the bus driver jumped out the fucking bus and said he was teasing. like that's incredible. Like when he say black people, you gonna hear like they gonna curse, they gonna say motherfucker 1,000 times, and the conversation might go like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like relatability too. Like I think the lens that you look at it from is just like it's relatable.
You know that
what I'm saying?
motherfucking Bobby?
Like, it's relatable. It's like, no, I can see this being applied in real life
Yeah.
in a multitude of ways. But I think, again, comedy is just, it's an art form. So
You
it's
know what else
subjective.
is funny though? And I'm not really a big what is it called? Like dry humor type of person. I hate that I think he's funny, but he has some funny ass moments, bro. Andrew Schultz. Bro, when he was talking about Meek Mill, that nigga smoked it, bro.
He's interesting.
You don't like him? He have some, like, I'm not a big fan, but I've seen some.
The racist?
Oh, brother.
It depends.
I knew that was
on
going.
like. I mean, I haven't really watched his specials to be able to say.
I haven't watched the special, but I seen that Meek Mill shit he did.
But that's what you're talking about, right? The racist?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Okay.
the racist.
Thank you.
So storytelling is one aspect of comedy that I like. But I think also what makes
Nigga?
what makes a good comedian to me also is like great crowd work. And I feel like we're in an era right now where a lot of comedians, that's the clips that you're seeing is like their
That's
crowd
all they
work
doing
and
is talk to
everything.
the damn crowd.
Right.
Cultivate a
Yeah.
joke though, no shade.
Huh?
No shade. You got to start writing them jokes though too.
You know,
I think people are starting to use that crowd work as a clutch.
no, a crutch.
Because you need to write.
You know who's funny though? I don't think I've ever seen a special. DC Young Fly.
He is funny.
DC is very
Like
funny.
he's just
nigga,
naturally funny.
He
like,
is
that
very funny. And he knows
He's
how
talented as
to
hell.
he knows how to think quick on his feet. He knows how to just do all of the things. Like, I love his brand of comedy.
Shout out
sure.
to Nick Cannon, bro. He did a great job at like putting a bunch of talented individuals in one room with the Wild 'N Out. That was like
I heard that is really tough.
Yeah.
To like make it as
Yeah.
a comedian.
I
Well,
believe.
no, like
Yeah.
Their audition process.
Jess
was
Hilarious, I think, is
crazy.
funny. You ever seen the stand up?
I never
No.
seen his stand up.
She's really funny. Like, she's funny.
I feel like there's a woman by the name of Takara Williams. I think she's funny. There's a lot of comedians out
I
there.
think
that
Samore is hilarious.
Samore's
She's one of my
hilarious.
OGs.
But I think
Monique.
you would like Earthquake. Like if you like that brand, what do you think about Earthquake? Have you seen an Earthquake comedy special?
I need to see that face. I know that name. Hold on.
Like Earthquake is really funny.
I'm gonna tap into the what was it? The
Cat Williams.
the Catwoman's
It's not funny.
purple
So-
drink. What is it called?
Pimp
Oh,
Chronicles.
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
I was gonna say if you're talking about this
he
one,
is funny.
it's just like
I'm gonna tap
remember how
into
you said you watched the Chappelle special and you didn't laugh? Like I didn't laugh at all.
But I
This last-
loved it. I didn't laugh, but I appreciate. I'm like, yo, this. I thought it was more dope
But that's
than
how
funny.
I felt about this one.
I was gonna say
Okay.
I feel like that about Dave Chappelle in general, for the most part, for his specials. I don't go to watch a Dave Chappelle special to like hoot and holler and cackle. It's more so like
Yeah.
I like how you do that.
It was witty. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like
it's
the
very
wittiness
clever,
of it.
but also he's a really amazing storyteller. And I think this most recent one was superb.
I didn't even watch it.
loved how he did
20-minute closer, bro.
Let me tell you
Sheesh.
something. And what he does very well that I haven't seen anybody accomplish is he will set up a joke at the very beginning and that shit will not land until the end. But you have to be so locked into what he's talking about and how he's talking and how he's setting things up. Like, I love that he does that. Every time, yeah, I seen that's what I'm saying. He's good.
Mhm.
Every time at that end, at that closure, you're gonna be like, this nigga gets it. He knows how to captivate audience. He's so good at telling the story and throwing like little punches in there. And then it'll just be little sneaks, like little simple shit. And just he's really good. He's a little problematic here and there, but you know, I think with being a comedian, that kind of comes with the territory.
Speaking of the dude that was on
But-
Vlad, right? Like again, from the special that I watched.
Ari Spears.
Yeah, from the special that I watched, bro. Did y'all watch it? Brian Davis special.
I seen a few clips. It was cool. It was
Bro,
funny.
like he would go in directions where you think he shouldn't go, and he would land. I'm like, oh wow, that was funny. Like, I think he talked about his big moms and like the pregnancy. Like, I forgot how he did it, but it was funny as hell. I'm like, damn, this is fun. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
I need it because a lot of people have been talking about him for a while now.
Yeah, I heard it was really
Like-
good, and the clips that I saw were funny.
He
So-
just dropped his new.
No.
The one that he had did the big sell for, because he was basically saying like nobody will give me a special, so I'm gonna sell my own. I don't
Like a
know
couple
what
years
platform it was.
was on Patreon.
Okay, yeah. So
And
seen
Ali
the
Sadiq
clips.
had dropped it on his YouTube. I didn't know that nigga was a big deal like that.
Ali Sadiq is hilarious.
Yeah, his YouTube is crazy. He got
Ali Sadiq is hilarious.
what
Mexican in boots.
what's his name did 1 million on his YouTube, but he's had plenty of videos do 1 million. So I didn't know Ali Sadiq was that big of a deal.
Yeah, and
He's
Ryan Davis'
hilarious.
numbers are insane too, and that's what he was kind of like showing. Like, I have all these numbers, and I'm not able to sell my special, so I'm gonna just do it on my own. Which I'm glad we have the ability to do that these days.
Facts. What else we got, Alex?
A lot.
Lay it on.
Talk about relationships.
Lay it down. What relationships?
There's been a lot in
You,
the
in a-
relationship
you got a man now?
Why are you
public
asking me
facing
that?
I thought you
relationship.
said. I was like,
I said, "Ugh."
oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were saying.
Even if I did,
You wouldn't tell the people. So you want to keep your man from the world?
I ain't gonna lie to
You
you.
hide your man from the
no,
world?
I just don't share my personal life in public.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
You gonna lie? Go ahead.
My next relationship, you might not know. I'm in
Nigga
a
always say I
relationship
ain't gonna lie, then proceed to lie.
Keep it in the boob.
till I pop out married, bro.
Keep it in the boob.
A nigga always say I ain't gonna lie to you, then proceed to lie.
Listen,
Nigga think I'm gonna post you. I ain't gonna see it. Don't
as I, enter into these new seasons of life and my
just-
career, I do think it is very smart for me to just keep my private life private. And I'm glad I kind of started out that way, and I'm gonna continue
I think
that.
we had a
I'm always
conversation
put
about
my
this
shit
before.
on. Pow.
Hey,
Like,
do what you want to
think-
do.
Do you think as entertainers that you profit from being single? Like in
Yeah,
the
for
public-
sure.
You
As a
can.
female, as a woman,
You can.
Mm.
It depends.
not maybe as a man, but a woman does.
It depends on what you do. Like, if you're a male musician, your singleness is a good selling point. The illusion of people feeling like they have a chance is a whole selling point. It's about that branding, even though that ain't gonna happen.
I think you still, even if you're as a man, even if you're in a relationship, it still sells. I think for men, single or not, I think relationships for men sells, and I think singleness for women sells.
Not in the way that you think. Not in the way
Because
that you
if
think.
a man has a woman, he attract more women. Whereas though if a woman has a man, we've seen it. Niggas start to unfollow him, like niggas start to not support him. Whereas though my illusion that I can get in the same room as you, even if you
But
Rihanna.
it also it depends on the branding. That's what I'm saying. So
Mm.
if your brand is Loverboy and the ladies' man, then you need to you should be single or you should appear single. Like, that absolutely plays a part. Versus if you are more so along the lines of talking about the vulnerability of love, things like that, you being in a relationship works. Like, for example, Kevin on stage, he's a comedian, of course, a comedian, actor, all the things. But a part of his branding is being the family guy, right? I love my family. I'm clean cut. I'm not necessarily a clean comic, but I'm not necessarily a dirty comic either. I love my wife. Him being married to Melissa for all these years helps his brand tenfold because it shows that he's living the life that he's pushing out within his branding versus someone who is different. I don't know another comedian that's on that side, but honestly, you know who we can go with? What's the name? He was on next Friday.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps. Mike Epps, even though he's married,
I didn't even know the nigga was married.
exactly. He's attractive, right? But also he is always talking about women, right? In his specials, not in necessarily a bad way, just he talks a lot about women and different things like that. I think that his image of being the good looking man by himself helps his brand versus pushing out his marriage. Now, when he goes in interviews, he can talk about, I was married before. This is his second marriage. So, he can talk about that, but it's like in his specials and the way he's forward facing, I think branding wise, it does benefit him to kind of be standalone and that just be his private life.
Because I always thought about Issa's decision to not go public with her marriage until
The marriage,
the
literally.
marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even today, you don't hear a lot about
I couldn't tell you what that nigga looked like.
her husband. It's not like she talks about
Yeah.
him or things of that nature. So I've always wondered. I mean,
I think some of
what
it
the
be.
decision was.
I think for some people it's definitely branding strategies. You kind of just want to play into the branding aspect and the illusion of your character. But I think for some people it is genuinely just wanting to have that level of separation between your public life and your private life. And I understand it more so now because it's I do want to be able to enjoy this and this not be a content and not this be a part of like the public, and then whatever that you put in public is now, you know, that it's going to be a part of conversation,
Public
right?
opinion.
Exactly. And that's why I don't really I used to do these videos where I would say like some of my unconventional parenting ideas. And I enjoy doing it because I do think I have a lot of very unconventional, different parenting styles. I wouldn't do that now with as big of a platform I have because it's not up for debate and it's not up for your opinion. I may like sneak a little something here and there, but like I don't want to talk about my parenting. I don't necessarily want to talk about my relationships, my friendships, because I don't want people, whatever you put out there, you have to know that you're opening it up for criticism. And like even taking it a step further, like when you start getting into those interviews and things like that, people are going to do their research on you, and those are going to be questions that they ask you. And it's like, you have to know that that's going to come up. So I think that to prevent that, if I don't want you to talk about it, you're not going to hear about it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like, I was looking at it's just a lot of public relationships, right? And I was looking at the situation with, I think it was like Cardi B, and it's speculation, right? But like this whole Super Bowl thing, him bringing his baby mom, and they're together, and then they split, and it's just
you can't
it
even
just
go through
seems
heartbreak without the camera in your
exhausting,
face.
bro.
Like,
So,
But even in that, it's just like I don't know. I don't know. It don't have to be like that. Cause even I think Cardi B said it. She was like, man, she's dramatic. So sometimes she'll just unfollow a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah, but I think the
start
thing
some
is
shit.
like,
so you think they're good?
I don't know.
I mean,
I have no clue.
I think like, for example, and this is like a very simple example, but if you guys watch Love Island, there was a couple on there that all of the last season exploded. It was the biggest it's ever. It was insane, right? And there was
The black girl and the black guy, right?
yeah. So when they broke up,
Ace and Shelley?
Ace and Shelley, when they broke up, now there's so much think pieces people talking about, and it's like, just imagine going through a breakup. Imagine if it being very difficult and you can't even really you can't even log onto the internet because you have people telling you that you did this and they don't know what the hell going on in your relationship. They don't really know what's going on, but it's like, that is a lot.
Yeah.
And so I can understand people wanting to kind of keep their private life private. And I can understand why Tiana Taylor had those names blacked out in that divorce.
What name she had blacked out?
All of it. Her divorce was like essentially a John Doe divorce. Until he submitted some paperwork to release it, and that's how people found out. But she attempted.
About what? I'm confused. Like what she had blacked out? Because it was just her and him, right? Or
yes, but when she did it, their names were essentially John Doe.
Oh, okay.
So that it wouldn't get into the public because it wasn't finalized in the moment.
Oh,
but
okay.
he filed a petition to kind of open it up, to unseal it.
Yeah, I feel like you can show it. So I feel like you can show what you care about and it still not be public or up for debate. Like if I don't know, if I got a girl, I'm posting my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if we have a podcast together, that's different, right? I feel like if I'm showing it, if I'm posting it, like I post my daughter, but nobody know how often I get it. I mean, I talk about it a lot, so they probably assume that I'm a present dad. But I talk about it, I post it, but you don't know how I parent, right? If I show you my girl, you don't know what's going on.
I mean, there's the quote unquote difference between like being private and secretive. I think I'm both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just tough. Like I said, like to me, it's
I'm
tough.
both right now.
Because you're looking at like, we didn't talk about it, but like the Christy and Desmond situation. Like,
who that?
They were like a very
influencer
couple where they filed for divorce. We talked about it a few weeks ago. But she used to do like
little prank type of videos,
content, and he's a chef, and like the divorce just looks unsheet because of the court of public opinion. Like it's unfortunate because they clearly loved each other. They've known each other since they were 14.
All right, so perfect example, because I don't know too much about them, but I know about like De'Ara and Ken, right? So that was like the couple coming up, right? And even with that, I don't think, not to my knowledge, De'Ara ain't say too much, right? The only reason we saw, but the only reason we had opinions on it is because we saw him do what he was doing.
Yes, but he was also saying some stuff too. And it don't matter when people can dig because they were so public about a lot of stuff. And this is not a critique on them. That's just that's what it was, right? They were so public
about
so many different things that when people knew that they was breaking up before they announced it.
Okay,
It was I'm talking about people was digging and digging and digging, and so much so that they figured out who he was sleeping with. They figured out so much stuff, even though she didn't speak on it. So it's like she didn't have to because they were already so public facing, and both of them were, right. They're both public figures. Their come up was based off of their relationship. It was out of control when that whole thing happened. They didn't have to speak to us because the internet did it for them.
Who y'all think, bro? We talked about this before, and like hopefully we're gonna do the conversation with Ken. But bro, looking at that, bro, breaks my heart. I was gonna ask, well, I can't say that because people say he cheated and things. Whatever. When we're talking about the business, who you think wins when you have like a business with your partner? I stand on. I think the woman always win in the business, like especially when it comes to public perception.
She had to go to court to get money, to get the money that she owed from him.
Well, not even to the court though. I feel like her brand
But that's what I'm saying.
is
Like,
way bigger
But why?
because she looks good and
No. Be honest.
it ain't no court thing.
He cheated on her multiple times.
Yeah, but I don't think that had nothing to do with it either.
What I'm saying is, you don't think that has anything to do with.
I don't think so. For even my closest friends. Well, not.
Let me
wow,
give
I
you
didn't
an
say that.
example how I know that's not true. When women cheat, they are scrutinized tenfold. I can give you a clear example. When it was thought of,
Remy Ma.
no,
Oh,
when it was thought of that Kehlani cheated on what's his name,
Kyrie Irving.
they bullied her so bad she tried to kill
I
herself.
don't even remember that.
Kyrie Irving, after the fact, came out and said she didn't cheat on me, and no one gave a fuck, and they still tormented her.
You know, when they were
Yes.
accusing her of like him cheating on him with like Party Next Door or something like that. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And her relationship that came after, and he came out and said that, but it was
and
after
guess
they
what?
had did all of that.
Kehlani is still Kehlani.
That is not my point. She's Kehlani now, right? But in that moment in time, she was bullied ridiculously by his fan base. I'm
think
talking
that's
about
why-
it was insane. She tried to kill herself.
I think that's why.
So to say that she didn't experience, that's not true. When a relationship ends amicably, I think that it's pretty fair. I think people pick their sides for sure. Like whoever you are most fans of, okay, cool. But when someone has shown that they have done something to
deserve the scrutiny.
exactly.
I'm not trying to argue that. That makes sense. All I'm saying is I like what you just said. So scratch the first question. I do think in the relationship, the woman gains more fandom than the man. Like the woman is more like people gravitate to the, because I mean think about it, women are the biggest consumers, right? So that makes sense. I'm not saying this to be divisive. I'm just saying I think the woman gains more clout in a relationship, especially when we talk about this De'Ara and Ken, this relationship being the business, because you are front facing at this point because women are more marketable. So now what you do, they looking at you, they idolizing you almost. They not really caring about me for real.
I
Like,
think that the woman, like for example, this Kai situation, you think she won from the breakup?
that's a
Which,
no. That's a what I say always.
It's an outlier. It's an anomaly.
Yeah, you got
with who are you talking about?
The Kai Cenat situation.
No.
Like his girlfriend.
Oh,
because Kyle was already they didn't start off equal.
Yeah.
I'm saying
but
Kyle was Kyle.
that's I don't think then you can't generalize it because
I'm saying for the most part, I think they're an exception. I think for the most part, if we start off equal and do we get bigger, I think the woman is going to gain more attention. That's just my thing. And I'm not saying it's fact. I don't have no fact.
I think fan base wise, there's a little bit of truth to that, specifically because women are bigger consumers.
That's all I'm
right?
saying.
And so like we are more likely to kind of become a consumer based off of this person that we like versus men kind of just like the person and kind of be cool with it.
And men like men are attracted to women, right? Like think about it. Men following a guy is kind of like, I ain't no follower, I ain't corny, like fuck that nigga. Whereas though a man will follow a woman because she looked attractive, she looked good, now I want your bitch, all that. You get what I'm saying? All of these things matter. Whereas though the man is like, I'm fighting, a nigga could barely, somebody walked up to me the other day and it felt good. He was like, man, but the fact that you had to say this shows you where we are as men. He like, man, I ain't one of them corny niggas, man. I definitely want to salute you because I see you and I think it's dope. But the fact that we got to say that shows you where we are as men. The fact that you saying that like, man, I'm saluting you, bro, because I really, and like, I ain't even gonna walk past you and act like I don't know you. It feels
that
good.
patriarchy.
For sure, but I think
Did
that's why part of the reason, huh?
Did he ask to get on the pod after?
Nah, thank God. Thank God. And I love that. Shout out
fuck with
to
me.
dude. Shout out to
Fuck
dude.
with
He did it,
me.
man. Shout out to him, man. That was dope. I'm glad you said that because he did it, man. That felt good. But yeah, man, like, because that De'Ara Kim shit, like, I can only imagine the work Kim put in behind closed doors, right? But De'Ara, whoo, you see her, she's out of here. Like, she's out of here, boy.
She built a brand. Like, she built a brand.
She's
Damn.
out of here, boy.
And it's like, that's what you get. Nigga.
I already talked about that before, so I mean.
Yeah, you from the back.
What else though? The Cosmonaut and Shorty. What that?
So-
I think
So he issued an apology because, like, you know, there was like a lot of rumors and speculation as to why they broke up. Whatever. What?
he issued an apology about what? He
I
ain't
think that's
apolo-
what he was getting to.
No, I was laughing. You could have finished.
Oh.
Because he ain't say shit. Like, what did he apologize for? Nothing. The nigga just said a bunch of words.
But basically, he was addressing the rumors
Mm-hmm.
as to why they broke up because everybody was running. Just like you said, they get to digging. They start speculating as to I don't even know why Young Boy's name came up or
Them
all these different.
and this is why I
things.
say I don't think the girl always get the big stick. We always get the short end of the stick. When if niggas think we did anything remotely wrong, them niggas act a fool, especially if they young. My God, the way they tore that little girl up. I'm like, you don't even. He didn't even say nothing. All breakups are gonna be bad just because he said I'll never get in a relationship again. His dramatic
He's
ass.
21.
God
Why is that
damn.
dramatic though?
It is dramatic. It don't mean that it's bad. So
Okay.
what that is dramatic?
Okay.
Niggas be dramatic. The
What's up,
ladybug?
Go get it. But yeah, I mean, no, you're right. It is dramatic. It's not nothing wrong with it. But what did he apologize for? Because I read it and it
So-
was just a bunch of words.
Yes. It's a ladybug. Okay. You gonna go get it? Okay.
No.
But so basically in his statement he said, I want to just say this from my heart. It can be
let
confusing.
daddy record, okay? Let me work, okay? All right? I'm almost done, okay? Come this way. Come this way. Go that way. Go to the kitchen. Yeah, come on. Go ahead, my bad.
No worries. This is I just want to say this from my heart. I gotta pull up my eyes. A little small statement. It can be confusing to see news about me and people around me that isn't true. I've been sharing my life online for a long time now, and know that once you share aspects of your life with the world, it can be hard to keep things private. There have been rumors, speculations, and comments made about my previous relationship and my friends. I want to apologize for not addressing things sooner, but I needed to take a step back from social media and process everything. People react to things in different ways. It is an emotional time, and I should have been handled privately. All caps. He said, if there's ever something important, something real for me to address or say, you will hear from me directly. You'll always hear it from me, but don't let all the noise distract from that. This applies to everything in my life, my relationship, my friends, my business, my streams, everything. I wish the best to Gabrielle, and I ask to please respect both sides.
So he apologized for,
Not addressing anything.
but he still ain't addressed anything.
I think his apology comes from two different things. Number one, when he made that tweet, I'm sure it was just out of, dramaticness. Like, oh my gosh, I'll never love
He was probably hurt.
again. Yeah, like that's cool. But what happened after that is like his fan base like just went after her. And I think that in the time that he could have been like, y'all, like, it's cool. Like, you don't have to, go after her. Like, I'm upset this relationship is not happening or whatever, but y'all need to, like, leave her alone. Because that didn't happen, and it almost kind of gave them validation because he
Yeah.
didn't acknowledge them going after her. So I think that kind of gave them validation to, like, double and triple down. And it was ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure they was doing ridiculous stuff. And so then she came out and gave her explanation, which kind of just completely discounted all of the random rumors. Like, this did not happen. As a matter of fact, nigga kind of broke up with me for no reason. Like, he had all these assumptions that were not true. She showed all her evidence. And then it kind of like died down a little bit. I think like the people with sense was kind of like, oh, she didn't do this, whatever, but it was still a lot of stuff. So I think that he made that statement to kind of basically in a way acknowledge, but not really fully take accountability for like allowing those lies to be spread about her, but then also not telling them to back the fuck down on
I ain't
her.
gonna lie to you. She funny as hell. She was like,
She's
she
funny.
like, you worried about me? You were worried about your man.
So my thing is, my thing is from what you just said, right? If he thought she cheated, right, and broke up with her, because it sounds like he's still not saying that, yo, I let y'all bash her and she didn't cheat on me. So in my mind, I'm like, maybe he did think it and he don't have no evidence that she didn't, right? So it's like, because what
This is
did
why
you
you
say?
should have watched her video, because I think it was obvious that he was fishing.
But what do you
because-
say if you don't? You know what I'm
So
saying?
the thing is, this is the story that she told, and she showed the messages, right?
Mhm.
So essentially, he sent her a copy and pasted message that was supposedly from her to YoungBoy that said all these things, right? Like, oh, I miss you, like, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, what is this? And he responded, you tell me. And she was like, I don't know. Like, what is this? And he was like, you sent this to YoungBoy. And she's like, what are you talking about? I don't even talk like that. I don't even talk like that to you. So they're kind of going back and forth. And she starts to ask him, where did you even get this from? And he was basically saying, like, don't worry about it. She's like, if I sent it, you should be able to just show me the screenshot versus just sending me a copy and paste it.
Mhm.
And so she kind of just starts coming at him like that. Like, this don't even make sense. Where did you get this from? It sounds like you kind of got this. You either got this from somebody who is trying to, put dirt on my name, or you just made this up in an attempt to kind of just break up with me. So they were kind of going back and forth about that. And he never ended up sending where he got it from. And so I think that she kind of had a point. You either got this from somebody who just trying to throw some dirt on me, or you just made this up so you can have a reason to cheat on me.
Mm.
And I feel like, or not cheat on me, or leave me. And I think it's funny because if you know how niggas work.
How do
Ni-
niggas work? How do
Let
niggas
me
work?
tell you
How do niggas work?
Niggas will want to break up with you, right? But they don't have the strength to really do so if they feel like you didn't necessarily do something wrong. So they will create problems so that they can have a reason to break up with you. Mm-hmm.
You think niggas do that?
Niggas will absolutely create a problem so that they can now I can leave her. Especially if they feel like they just don't want to be with her no more, but she
Yeah,
ain't really
for
did
sure.
nothing.
I
They
can-
will
I can
create a
see that.
problem so they can have a reason so they can not feel bad about themselves.
I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
getting hot outside. Couple seasons over.
Yeah, no, I just
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, just say that.
no, I can see that. I mean, this is just some.
He
I don't
on
know,
his rebrand. That's all that
some
is.
teenage shit. I mean, some
That's teenage shit. They young. Them is babies.
It don't mean nothing.
Them is babies.
because he ain't really apologized for nothing. But like, because at this, if she didn't cheat, nigga, just say, bro, she ain't cheat on me, bro. Like back up, right? But if she did cheat, I'm not saying nothing. Like, no, I'm not saying a damn thing. And if I don't know, I probably don't say nothing. So, yeah, I mean, I think that public, like Jamila was saying, that public relationship shit can be a lot though. Like even with the candy stuff that we was talking about.
Candy and Todd.
I don't know anything about them. Like,
I don't
do
either,
my
but
research, but like,
I don't like how. I just don't like how it turned sour because I've been seeing a few things about.
This is my time to shine. Welcome to Real Housewives of Atlanta boot camp.
I'm sick of it
So
already.
of course everybody knows Kandi Burruss is 1/4 of Escape, right?
Escape,
That's how
mhm.
Kandi Burruss got her name. Of course, she's a crazy songwriter, do all the things. However, another huge portion of why people love Kandi and really know Kandi is because of Housewives. She joined in season 2. She is not an OG, but damn near, right? So we watched Candy's relationship with Todd unfold from the beginning, from the very beginning. So this is why it's such news and such like So here's the thing. Kandi met Todd on the set of Housewives. They were on a trip and he was one of the producers. Todd works in TV. And so
Saw that.
they met on the set when I forgot where they was at. They met on set, then they started dating, and then the very next season you start to see him appear in some of the episodes, right? So their relationship was very public from the very inception of it. And here's where things get interesting. Candy's mom absolutely hated Todd. Vigorously, publicly. And she told everybody she could think of. Mama Joyce is a force to be reckoned with. You hear me? She told her family. She told her friends. She did not trust Todd. She did not like Todd from the beginning. She said, I don't like him. I feel like he gonna take all your money. He gonna do this. She had all these cautionary tales for Kandi. Now, when you're watching it as a viewer, a lot of us felt like
Why you
Candy
hating on
mom,
her?
yeah, Candy's mom is really doing a lot. Like, and it's the thing is, Mama Joyce is she's mean. So the thing is, she wasn't.
Yeah, I saw people comparing her to what's Black China's mom's name? Tony.
That's crazy.
Right.
And it's not like she would be like, baby, I just love you and I want the best. No, she wouldn't be like that. She'd be like, I don't like them. Case in point, Candy went to go try on wedding dresses, right? She comes out, her aunts are right there, her mama's right there. Her mama just got into a fight with her best friend at the time. She accused her best friend of sleeping around with Todd and cussed her out in front of all the people. She was like, Mama, please. So then she leaves, right? So then she go tries on another dress. She sent him, she was like, how do you guys think about my wedding dress? They sitting up there looking like this, just staring at her. Her aunt goes, I don't think you should marry him. This is why she's
on live TV.
This is TV.
On,
And this is why, and they're starting going, and she's just standing there. But they did that up until the wedding and even after. Her mother never liked Todd. They would have little moments where they would be cool, but it was just like she was always just like that. So there was also another season of Housewives where a few other people came on and they knew Candy from way back in the day, or they knew Todd from way back in the day. And they said, well, Todd was always an opportunist. Anytime he would feel like a come up, he would always come up. And so obviously, because at that point, that's Candy's husband. She was like, bitch, this is my husband. You don't know him. And shout out to Todd. He came up. It's a whole scene. So now, to fast forward to now, where we have a divorce, but not only that, it shows that Todd is not really adhering to. Oh, I forgot a part. Todd was pushing back on the idea of a prenup.
That's the only thing I was about to go into.
He was pushing back on the prenup. And Candy, one thing about Candy Burris, though, she don't play about that money and her legacy. She said, oh nigga, you gonna sign this prenup before we get married. Because obviously Candy Burris was Candy Burris. Todd wasn't really Todd. You know what I mean? So, yes, so he pushed back on the prenup, and it was a whole thing. That was a whole storyline of theirs up until the marriage. And I think he signed it either the day of or like the day before they got married. It was really, really crazy. So now fast forward to where we have the divorce, and reports are coming out that he's fighting for custody. He's trying to get some assets. The thing is, though, what makes it complicated, and I don't know the details of their prenup. He ended up leaving Housewives as a producer, and he started working with Candy. So they produce television, movies, and plays together, and they have a lot of tied up entities as well as the house. So I think the prenup may not have been completely secure based off of them now tying assets together.
So she owned Old Lady Gang? Was she the one that owned?
Both of them.
So my only
those
thing
businesses.
That's why is that why they shut them down?
I don't know, but the Old Lady Gang was another restaurant. Blaze, I think that got shut down.
Man, fuck all that. I just don't think all that shit need to be public. I think that it's triggering because when you with somebody.
Here's the thing. Divorce is public. Is public information. They're not releasing statements. People are public. I mean, divorces are public things. Like you can go to the court documents. So they're not. The Candy and Todd, from what I've seen, have not really been. I think Todd just made a quick video, but they have not necessarily been saying this is what's happening. These are court documents. They're just open to the public. That's just how divorces are. And that's why it gets so messy with famous people getting divorced. And like I said, I can understand why Tiana put it under John Doe, because she didn't want all the details for her divorce to be publicized until it was complete. But here we are. Yes.
So my question is, like, when a divorce goes public, right? Mm-hmm. There has to be somebody inside the office that's leaking this information. Like that is calling somebody.
Probably.
Because
that's what
you filed.
For what I understand is he was cool with the prenup. Like literally, I think it was an episode where he was like, bro, cool, I'm not tripping about none of that.
Yes and no. Yes and no. So they have a marriage special outside of the show. And in the marriage special, they kind of got into it a little bit more about him pushing back on the prenup. But no, he wasn't just okay with signing anything and everything right then and there. There was definitely a lot of pushback.
I just don't think this shit, like, I don't know, like just seeing all the so she didn't say nothing about him living in a guest house. That's just in the document. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't have nothing to say about it then. I thought this was like some public stuff. Them going back and forth.
As a matter of fact, when everything came out, Candy had made a video basically just saying, like, I know this is a lie. Like, listen. Doing the best I can. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you, but they haven't really been saying much of anything. And they even celebrated, I think it was Christmas or Thanksgiving together. I mean, they got two. They share 2 children, and it's sad because, like I said, the Real Housewives of Atlanta fandom We watched their whole relationship unfold from the beginning. We watched her go through the surrogacy. We watched these things, and it's just like, honestly, they felt like a really good match.
Do you think he's an opportunist?
I don't know. I don't know Todd, right? But I do know that there was a lot of that speculation, and I think, you know what I mean? I think that if this is happening, if in this moment he tries to overstep his rightful earnings, yes. He's owed some stuff because they have tied up entities, right? They had the restaurants, the plays and stuff. You would, like I said earlier in them couple episodes, you get what you put out, right? If he tries to step over anything beyond that, especially when we're talking about, I believe she bought that house before they got married.
Let's look it up.
I can't remember, but I believe she bought her home before. I can't remember. And if that's the case, that's hers.
Yep. So the court documents responded. He filed court documents responded to Candy's claim that he's essentially squatting in a guest home at her Atlanta property. So it is her property.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I will say Candy is very smart when it comes to her business. And she kind of talked about that on Housewives too. Like a lot of her peers coming up, went broke. Candy comes from the early 90s where everybody was broke after a while because everybody had those bad deals. But Candy, of course, she had a little bit of a better stand because she was writing music, and of course writers do get a good little chunk, but Candy's always been very smart with her money, and that's what she talked about. She's never really been splurging. She stayed in the home that she bought in for years and years and years, like, so she talks about that, like she never wanted to be the people that she saw coming up who just kind of went broke and just didn't make proper decisions. So I would assume that when it's all said and done, Candy gonna be all right, because Candy don't play, and she for sure don't play about her legacy and her paper.
And I mean, it's Candy's definitely somebody that I have seen that a lot of people talk about that. I feel like she, of all the castmates outside of like Nene and like that, she definitely from a business standpoint has expanded a lot from
for sure.
I mean, but I feel like she probably already had the biggest name outside of, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely when she came in.
Yeah.
But at the time, it's interesting when she first joined Housewives in like 2009, 2010, at that time, Kandi Burruss was just an ex-member of Xscape. They hadn't even, this is before they started touring again. This is before she was reintroduced as a household name in that way. This is before all of her businesses. She was still just in the music industry kind of she would do a little songwriting here. This is before she did her song with Ed Sheeran. So this definitely reintroduced her to the world, but she had maintained her music business all this time before she had kind of got brought back into the limelight.
When did her and Todd get married?
Had to be 2015-ish.
Let me look. Yeah, they've been married 11 years, so.
I know my timeline.
Man,
locked
well,
in.
I don't have nothing else. Like, if they not saying that, I don't have nothing to say. Baby, stop. What's wrong? Yes.
I am right here.
Just in case you didn't
Go
know.
get Jason. Go get Jason.
Okay.
She has her own personality.
I love
I just want
kids.
to let you know.
What else, man?
No.
What else we got on the docket, man?
This Florida pastor, T.D. McNutt.
Off that name alone. Lock that nigga up. He did something.
Yo, this dude is crazy, bro. Why he hold a press conference in the living room with the people, with his family, making his stepson apologize?
I'm gonna read it out.
I told y'all, bro, that dick is a motherfucker, boy. Excuse my language, boy. Yo, because why?
He said it on camera again.
Yo, why is
that dick's so fucking good?
why is the wife just sitting there like this is all good? Like, yo, that
'Cause she
should make you
weak.
lose your mind.
It ain't even about the dick at that point. The bitch is just weak.
I don't know, bro. I feel like it's like this whole persona. I mean, this status of like, I'm the patriarchy. I'm gonna just say it's patriarchy
For
at
sure.
the end of the day. But
Ain't
for
no
people that
goddamn
don't know,
patriarchy.
Did y'all watch the video I sent of Dominique Morgan doing an excellent, tasteful breakdown of
I
this?
saw it.
I love what she talked about, how like you're so obsessed with the idea that your son needs a male figure that you're willing to put him in the hands of a predator. And that happens so often. And it's just so strange to me because, like, while I understand wanting to have positive male figures, at what cost though? You still need to vet them niggas. You can't just put anybody and everybody with your children.
So, all right. Can I be honest? Why
It
this is so
depends.
triggering to me?
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
I'm about to see it. Adjust my. Why y'all stop?
You got a little uncomfortable down there, boy. You good?
Nah, I just riding about the Goodfellas.
Yo, what's up with this man?
What's wrong? I can't
But
adjust my pants.
anyway, okay, you're gonna be a gymnast. So this is triggering because you are absolutely right, and this is why it's so hard to be a stepfather, in my opinion, because it's niggas like this who make women who are single moms and do have a good person that step up reluctant on giving you the full access as a parent. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when I'm seeing it, I'm getting frustrated because it's triggering it because it's like, man, you want to be angry at single mothers, right? As a man, because it's like, bro, like if I come and I step up, at least treat me like I am a father, right? And we've had that conversation a lot of times. But when you see this, it's like I can understand why nigga no. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's why I say it's frustrating for me because I look at this like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand none of it. Like, even the whole waking up on his birthday, like, I don't understand why I was on camera making him apologize. Like, this is weirdo stuff. That's why I said I don't think it's patriarchy. It's just weird.
It is. It's always there. The systems that be are always there. They're always above. They're always in play, right? And here's what I will say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kids don't lie about stuff like that. I'm sorry. They just don't.
Lie about stuff like saying that they being mistreated?
That they've been abused, specifically.
I mean, I've like heard stories and seen things where
Heard stories.
shit, my mother even told me, she was like, I know this might not be a good thing. She's like, and call CPS if you want to. You feel me? Like, she used to say these things.
That is not what I just said.
You said kids don't lie about
said
being abused.
Kids don't lie about being abused. Statistically shown, kids don't lie about being abused.
Go get him, baby.
Why? You said kids don't lie about being abused. I mean, we had a conversation about like children being an oppressed group already, right? So I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's ironic because they got a lot going on right now. but it's ironic because how do I have this conversation? It's a very sensitive topic. I don't have a kid. Let me just give that disclaimer. But I know somebody that has fallen victim to one person's interpretation of what was going on versus what really happened. Where it's like, and that's why I say this is a very sensitive topic, but like literally trying to not detain, but like restrain an angry child in a sense. You know what I'm saying? In the lens of the right person or the wrong person, they may look at it as like excessive force or something in that capacity. So it's kind of
I understand that.
But also,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say my bad because I was saying like if the child don't like the step parent, I can see them lying. Or if like let's say if I'm disciplining you in a way that you're not used to, because I don't even want to say it's lying. I don't want to say lying, right? But if let's say I meet you again, well I met my stepchild at 8, right? And if I'm disciplining you in a way that you're not used to, even if I'm abusing you or not, I can see you trying to like, kids have a mind of their own, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he's wrong or he's lying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying to say that kids don't lie is just a blanket statement. That's all I'm saying.
It's a blanket statement, and I do stand on it. The reason I say that is because even when we look into children lying or manipulating stories about quote unquote abuse, what we find is they may not have been that may not have been the thing, but it's always leading to something kids who are raised in happy homes and all of their needs are met typically do not feel the need to lie because they don't have the capacity to develop these stories about things happening, if that makes sense.
Wait,
And
hold
if
up.
you gotta give me an example if you're gonna discount it.
That I
Where
think
do we
kids-
see children who are raised in happy homes lying about their parents abusing them?
about their parents abusing them?
Mm-hmm. About anyone abusing them,
I
right?
don't know, bro. Like I think there are exceptions to the rule.
There's
right?
probably exceptions for
So
sure,
maybe,
and
like,
then that's
and I
why I
think
want to
maybe
speak
I'm
on like
talking about the
majority of
exception.
cases. Like I want to talk because, and this is why I said with when I talked about earlier when it comes to children being oppressed, this is a huge part of how they're oppressed. Children are not believed a lot of the time when they come out about abuse of in different ways. A lot of the time they're not abused. Or what'll happen is they say, hey, my parent did this to me. The first thing that people are going to do is ask the parent. If the parent says no, that it happened, case is closed. When we know that abusers are going to lie. And so I think it's, when it comes to children, especially when it comes to sexual violence, and I don't even know if this was sexual violence alluded in this case, but I just want to specifically talk on sexual violence, especially children who are under teenage years, their adolescents. They do not even have the language to explain sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a child making up this idea of being touched in this way. That does not make sense
Did you see
logically.
you saw the video
Mm-hmm.
of him tickling him?
Yes.
Okay. Did
That
you
was
see the video?
strange.
It was weird.
It was
It's
very
very weird.
strange.
I think that's, but like, so I don't even want to get lost in, because if it's majority, cool. I just wanted to say that to say it's blanket statement to all kids, because I've seen kids live, like he hit me and didn't.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because why are we talking about outliers when we can talk about outliers for anything? That's not the point, right? We should talk about the majority of cases because that's the thing that needs to be highlighted. When the same reason why people ask, why do we say believe women? Because the majority of the time people don't believe women. So we should steer culture into a way that is protective of these vulnerable groups and treat outliers like outliers
Okay.
and not the majority.
So I think to your point with, like, I don't know, the whole thing was weird. I didn't read where because I don't know if he was talking about the video or he's talking about another instance. But the fact that I seen the video,
I think that was just a part of. So apparently he's
So-
been just documenting all of this stuff. And so I think that because this came out, people have kind of just been taking all of the pieces. But I think the kid alleged abuse, I don't know to whom.
So the controversy traces back to December 3rd, 2025, where McNutt, the leader of Transformation Empowerment Worship Center in West Palm Beach, was arrested on charges of cruelty towards a child and abuse without great bodily harm. It said the charges grew out of reports made by Cornardo, which is the son, to school officials who note scratches and marks on his back, arms, legs, chest, buttocks, and injuries that included a busted lip and a bloody nose. And it says the case didn't proceed after the son declined to testify and McNutt was released. But the renewed attention from the live broadcast that they recently did has intensified public scrutiny for the past.
Mm-mm.
so being a stepfather, I don't know. That's I'm trying to understand the mother's role in this, because
I don't know.
like
She's
I'm
been
not.
giving her children to them for like time frames, and she would not be there. That's what I saw. Like she would because she felt like he needed male influence. She kind of like positioned him to be around them, like I guess unsupervised. And I don't really know, but I also saw that he was their godfather.
You know
and
what
I'm
this
like, I
makes
don't
me
know.
think
Wait,
of?
they
a
not
little
together?
bit?
Him and the mother not together? I thought that was his stepson.
It's confusing, is what I really
They-
don't understand.
They keep on
it.
putting "son" in quotation marks.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
know. Like this is weird. And honestly, if that's the case, then I don't know. And people might say I give up too easily, I'm too cruel. But if he got me arrested for something I did not do, the last thing I'm thinking about doing is sitting him down and making my apologies out to the internet. I'm good. I tried. I'm good off of this. You know what I'm saying? And if my disciplinary rules or acts is too much for y'all, I'm cool. Like, I'm not about to sit him down
but
and make
that's
him
also
apologize.
valid. Like, if
that's
you're a
wild.
step parent, you absolutely do need to adhere to the biological parents' rules of thinking. You don't come in making your own rules and be like, oh, I know you don't beat your kid, but I'm coming in and beat their ass. No.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said earlier, like, no, you are a step parent. And that's not to downplay the role of a step parent, but you absolutely should have conversations in alignment with the child's parent about how discipline should be enacted. Because if the parent feels like, actually, I don't even want you to discipline my child, that's valid too. Whether you agree with it or not, that's valid. And if that's not something you agree with, then you need to just leave the home. But you don't just enact your own personal ideas of what disciplining looks like. That's not your biological child. You're stepping in.
And unfortunately, though, that does what's the word you say? You don't want something to step parent, but it does. Like, you don't want to not invalidate. You said something, downplay the role, but it does. And
But that happens before. But these conversations should happen before.
No, for sure.
You. So after that point, that's a different.
I'm
right?
with you. I'm just saying the reality of the matter is it does downplay the role, because the role in itself, and I saw this before, never got caught up in it, but there is no real victory for a step parent. It is what it is, because we do have to adhere to what you say, because you are the parent, and that's just the reality of it, and that's something that doesn't feel good, right?
I mean, and it's obviously a very complex and nuanced conversation, because we're talking about children of varying ages, right? It's different coming in to be a step parent of a child who is 1 versus being a step parent of a child who's 15. It is going to be different, and you should respect those differences. And it's not something to where you can just come in and immediately start making changes and make decisions. I think that conversations have to be had before you're even introduced to that child, and it's a work in progress. Yes, you can work to the point where there's a comfort level to where you can start to kind of have a little bit of flexibility. But yes, there is still a difference, especially if that child is of a certain age, because you still have to honor and respect that. You imagine being the child, right? Imagine being 10 and you've gone 10 years of your life knowing that this is my parent. And now all of a sudden there's a new person coming in town, and their first thing that they want to do is discipline. That to me is strange. Why is that always the first go-to? Like, I need to be able to discipline. Well, hold your britches. You need to be able to love. You need to be able to develop a relationship. How dare you think that you can discipline a child that you did not live with for 10 years? Your first focus should be developing a relationship with that child, not disciplining that child. That disciplining should be the last thing on your mind as coming in as a step parent. And if you feel like that's me demeaning the role of a step parent, it is what it is.
No, I don't think it's I don't think that in itself. I'm saying, like, I don't know. I think that's a part of parenting, right? So yeah, and I'm not saying day one that you coming in, but I'm saying after you have, we see so many instances. Well, I can't listen. I'm not about to study us to death, because I don't know everybody's household. I know I have my experience, and I'm trying to be respectful of my experience. But I know when we talk about step parents, even after you build a relationship with the child, I can see I can see where there's a space where the mother or the biological parent is still uncomfortable with you disciplining that child, because again, that you are new, even if you have built a relationship.
Yeah,
I understand that. All I'm saying is I can see where it can be a imbalance, because if I'm supposed to love your child like it's my child, right? Because those are conversations too. Like, well, you can't just be if you're a step parent. No, like I'm their parent, right? And you hear so many step parents say, no, you don't have to put a step in front of it. So if I'm gonna assume this role of the parent, I have to be able to be the parent in its totality. But a lot of times the biological parent pigeonhole the step parent of how they can parent because of what they deem is right and wrong. And that's your prerogative, and you have every right to do that. I'm just saying I can see how it's unfair to the step parent, because how can you want my love as a parent, you want me to treat you like my biological child, you want me to treat your child like my biological child, but I don't get the I don't even want to say benefits, because that's a weird word, but I don't get the
respect,
the space to parent like a biological parent. So it's like you get the benefits of me being a biological parent, but not the structure, right? You get me to be the parent when it's easy, but not when it's hard. When parenting isn't easy all the time. If anything, parenting a toddler most of my vocabulary is no, don't do that. Stop. Be careful. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if I can't come in and protect you, but I can only come in and like coddle you for that doesn't do you any good either. So it's like, but again, I respect the biological parent. I mean, so I can see that being unfair for the step parent because we do have to respect it. And if you are,
and I mean, it's kind of just an unfair role.
Yeah,
though. You know what I
facts.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
no,
it kind of
is
just
what it is, yeah.
is what it is.
And I'm not arguing
And
that.
so
Yeah,
it's kind of
that's
like
it.
it depends. It's relationship to relationship, and what needs to happen for that family. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
1,000,000%.
Especially considering if it's not a situation where the other parent isn't inactive. If the other parent is active as well, that's all. It's there's
Yeah, that's- yeah, that's-
you know what I mean?
Now we talking
It's
something
a
else.
whole lot of
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah,
so,
facts.
like, those blended families that are really well-oiled machines, I respect them so heavily because it's like, I can only imagine how difficult it could be to have all of these people, like, but then look at how beneficial it is to have this child now have a set of 4 parents. You know what I mean? Like, yes, that's beautiful. And I think that it comes with a level of maturity, humility, and like just a willingness to learn and grow versus coming in and trying to dictate it everything. Like, just kind of, you be cool, be easy.
Yeah, now coming in, I think off the rip is like depending on the time frame we talking about, but from my perspective, what coming in off the rip is like early, trying to like call shots is kind of weird. Cause
Yeah,
even
like, what's good with you?
yeah, like when I met my stepdaughter at 8, like I didn't even want her to like sit on my lap. Like I didn't want to be in the same bed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's a certain level of respect.
Yeah.
Because I can only think when I have a kid, right? So it's like I was scared to do all of these things because I'm just like, man, I don't know if this is even appropriate, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody to have the audacity to try to come in and then play this dictatorship role, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Switching topics.
Mhm.
Oh, did you have another point on this, Jay? Are you good?
Nah, what you said, yeah, it's definitely
Lock that nigga up again. I don't know. Till we figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
It's
kinda
just weird.
It felt like I don't know if I can draw this comparison. You watched the Jody Hildebrandt story, right?
The who?
Jody Hildebrandt.
Jody
documentary?
Hildebrandt. I don't think so.
Remember the woman in the Mormon church that was tying up the 2 kids? I ain't tell you.
No, this
thought you
sound
watched the
good.
documentary. So there was like this white woman that came into. She was a counselor to the. I think there were the Mormon. It was a Mormon church, but she was a counselor that essentially was. It was like a program against men, right? Like,
I'm gonna take you upstairs. Come on.
and it required the men to leave the household, to be separated from their kids, and like it was just a lot of extreme methods and things of that nature that were taking place. And there was a lot of things that a lot of people didn't. 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Show is nap time.
This show is. Aw. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Jody Hildebrandt story, let me look it up so I don't mess this up. It was crazy, bro. Like, just the things that.
The Mormon, listen, the Mormon church is
it's like,
interesting altogether.
It wasn't just the church. It was more so like.
What did I miss? I'm sorry, y'all.
When people are seeking, I was kind of drawing a comparison to like the Jody Hildebrandt story, because that's
What's
kind of
that?
what.
That's what he explaining.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's this white. It was this white woman in Utah that essentially had this counseling program where she was trying to help marriages, and a part of the marriage aspect of the marriage was like for men that were struggling with like lust and things of that nature. So there was parts in the relationship.
Who was trying to help? Was this a woman?
Yeah, it's a woman that's trying to help. She's like a marriage counselor. So she like takes off immensely. And
Is that Janae?
Mm-mm.
Can I lock the door?
Good job.
Good job. But essentially, like, it was just crazy because you just saw how much influence one can have over your relationship, over your parenting, over like so many things. And like, there's the craziest part about it was like they were tying up the little boy, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, the mother is involved in this too, you know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at this situation. Like, once you establish this brand of trust in your mind, it's like you wouldn't really do harm to this person.
And he's a pastor,
you know,
so there's
like,
a level of like authority that they have.
So
yeah.
like it created the room for the abuse. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate because as I was listening to it, I was like, how does this domino effect? I mean, how does this avalanche start?
Everybody don't need to be a parent, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, and I'm not even trying to be like that way, but
no, that's
bro,
facts.
so you gotta understand, bro. I don't say this to be no superhero or wear no cape or think I'm better than nobody. I don't, right? But I'm a very active father. My child gets on my fucking nerves, under my skin. Is really hard at times, right? And I can just imagine the person that doesn't have the mental capacity to deal with that, bro. You don't need to be a parent at that moment because, bro, there's been times where my kid is hitting me with things. There's been times where like my kid just jumping on the couch and need me in my balls and it hurts. And it's like, if you don't have the mental capacity and the discipline to refrain yourself, you can really do some real harm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I hear these stories, it's like, bro, like maybe y'all need to because I'm pro for men being there for their kids and trying and things like that. Maybe you need to seek to get some help, not even just therapy, because I'm not trying to downplay nobody. It's just like everybody just don't need to be there, bro. And that could be mothers and fathers, bro. Like, bro, stop. It shouldn't be an instance where we hearing grown ass people harming kids. It shouldn't be no instance of that. So I don't understand that. So like when I hear it, it's like I don't have like, bro, and I'm super fair. I'm super lenient and understanding. But like when it comes to that, I don't have no understanding for it because I deal with it damn near every fucking day.
So that was a tough thing about that story in particular, right? Because the father didn't know what was going on. Because a part of the counseling was like you had to go through a year of separation from the family. You know what I'm saying? So like you had to live alone because you're dealing with whatever you're dealing with. So when they called him, he was the first person that they called into the police station. Like, yo, where you at? Like they went to the house and they were like looking for evidence of abuse and all of that. And he was like, I haven't seen my kids in over a year because of this program that I'm in. And that was the part that kind of messed me up because he was just like confused because he's like, I'm on this journey of trying to better myself because of a program that his wife pushed him to be in that particular moment. And this was a consequence of it all. So it's tough.
I don't know about all that, but my bad. Because I don't know about that story. But even when it comes to that, I think that's why we got to do a better job at not having these broken homes. You know what I'm saying? Because that helps. The best, I think, parenting, you have to be present, right? To be able to learn, because it's a learning curve, right? And I think I'm so thankful. Granted, it didn't work out how I wish it would have worked out, but I'm so thankful for the experience that I have had before my biological daughter, right? Because I made a lot of mistakes there, and I can see how I learned from that, and I'm a better father because of that, right? But a big part of that is when you are with somebody else, you have somebody to regulate your emotions or kind of check you when it's time. Because like, bro, we're humans, right? So like, and again, it ain't about what you think, it's about what you do, right? So when you have somebody there, you might be frustrated and then they could take them or, you know, like that. I think all of those things matter. So we do have to do a better job at choosing our partners so we don't create these separate homes. And I know I hate the most word, but from my experience and what I've seen, most of the people that I know, none of us are just going in no situation like, okay, I'm gonna just lay down and we're gonna create a broken home. I don't think like that doesn't happen from what I see, right? So I don't want to say it like that's happening. I just think we just got to be more intentional because a lot of things happen because we aren't intentional. That just is what it is, right? So it's like I think we got to do a better job at that because having a two-parent household, it's better for the child, bro. Like and it's better for you as a parent, bro. Like nobody wants to be parenting a child at any age by themselves. That shit is extremely hard, bro. So it's like, to the story, I think you learn from this by being in it, right? I don't think you can learn by being away from it because when you're in it, that's how you know what happens when quick triggers happen, right? So it's like, I don't. That's just my opinion. I just think y'all just gotta be better people. That's nice. Take it back. Yeah, take it back.
Nah,
You gotta be
that's
better
true.
people. Like, who are you? Like, why y'all harming kids? You fucking cruel. Like, you're weird.
Child.
It's a crazy world, bro.
I
Like,
don't know, like, bro, like,
no, like that story. I would advise everybody to watch the documentary because, like,
and I'd be irritated. I think Jamila was over here.
like the
Stop.
psychology.
She'd be like, "Oh, come on, man." So I understand the frustration. If anybody, so I definitely don't want to come off as like somebody that's just like, I understand the frustration, but to
Man, that McNut need to go to McJail.
I'm in
Fuck
jail.
that nigga.
I don't believe these niggas need to go to jail, bro.
I don't know. I as an abolitionist, me neither. But sometimes you sit there for a second.
Jamila,
Till we get
and as
figure
a
some shit
nigga
out.
from the projects, these niggas don't need jail.
They need to get their ass.
They need to get
whooped.
their ass.
I already know where he was going with this.
Listen, they don't need jail. Jail is just that's just vacation. You get free food, get to work out, get to clear your mind.
Nah, you gonna get
You
your
have no
ass whooped in jail,
responsibilities.
probably.
Man, you need to get your ass whooped.
They gonna see that
I
paperwork.
concur.
Your ass is grass.
You
Yeah,
definitely need to get your
man.
ass whooped. Like, and that be the thing. Like, people just be so like lackadaisy about shit. Like, no, you should get popped.
Facts.
You should get popped.
You should
Like,
get humiliated.
like literally.
I don't
That's
know,
all I have to
man.
say about that. But I do want to reiterate that I think we should believe children way more than we do as a society. Not me, because I believe.
But who
kids.
not? But all right, even that, right? Because I was with you when you said children are. I'm still with you. But who doesn't like? Who's not believing children?
All the time? You don't know them. You don't know these kids, right? You don't have an example in your home to understand. But think about the foster care system. Think about
Sheesh.
the kids who are in homes where their parents are just overbearing. Like, people do not believe kids a lot.
I didn't think about the foster home. That's
a breeding ground of
yeah.
bullshit.
I can believe it.
Mhm. Yep.
Foster kid. Oh my.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Last topic for today.
Mm.
Ending up on a lighter note. Amazon ends controversial partnership after Ring's doorbell terrifying Super Bowl commercial.
Shout out to the people.
That shit said that shit. First of all, the whole I didn't watch the whole Super Bowl, but I did obviously watch the
Bad Bunny. You watched Bad Bunny?
I watched
Bunny.
I watched Mr.
understand what he was.
Laney.
This how I know it was
Bunny.
good, bro. I'm in a little restaurant thing, and I'm like, you know me, I'm a hard critic. I be speaking crazy sometimes. I'm in a restaurant, like I don't know what he's saying, but it looked lit. Like in my mind, I'm like,
It looked
this
good.
shit look lit. I don't know what's going on, but it looked like it lit. It's lit.
It was the production was great. The messaging was great.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
really enjoyed it. I saw that, of course, and then I saw, which happens every year, like the commercials will like replay on the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was seeing. I'm like, this. If you ever watched The Boys?
Hmm?
First of all, this whole the past 3 years has felt like a season of The Boys.
What's that?
It's a show. It's an amazing show.
But
It's
very gory.
it's
very gory.
It's so good though.
Oh, you ain't had to explain it. Go ahead. You said it's this past 3 years reminds you of like a season of.
Yeah, it reminds me of the season of The Boys, but specifically the ads this year for the Super Bowl were so like, are y'all not even being slick no more? It was very much these were the ads. AI, lose weight, fatty.
Mhm.
AI, crypto, AI.
Beef.
Like, what the fuck is
50
this?
Cent beef.
Drink. Alcohol. Food. Like, yeah.
Did you think about losing weight? You big fat fatty? Like, oh my god!
I seen a commercial with that like that. I was like, sheesh.
Why is Mike Tyson telling me that he felt like a big fat ass and he wanted to die? Can I live? It was just jarring to me. Like, and I get it. You know, technology changes. I try not to be so much of like a boomer in the sense that like I like reject technology,
Mm-hmm.
but there are some real problematic implications of AI that absolutely have to be addressed. And we cannot just allow AI to infiltrate all systems and all entities. We cannot.
It's too late for that.
Well, we already know what's going to happen. We've seen the movies.
I feel like it
It's
been
inevitable.
the robots.
Yeah.
I feel like it been that though.
Yes, but it's
Before it
it's
even got
expanding.
introduced to us though.
Yes, but it is absolutely
Getting out of
expanding
hand, yeah.
to the point where it's almost out of control. And like
But you know why, though?
surveillance.
I mean, it's capitalism, too, though,
Mhm.
because everybody is rushing to be the leading
Mm-hmm.
company
Mm-hmm.
because it's so new.
Yep.
Like nobody has really grasped like how you can use AI. So like everybody is testing everything.
Yeah.
And that has caused a rapid expansion.
Yeah.
And not to talk about like the biological, like the cost of it all, because you have to create these data centers.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these data centers are found in like
In the
rural,
hood.
in like urban communities. So now like not only is it going to mess us up because it's dumbing us down, but like now talk about like a ecological or biological aspect of it all.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of negative things that are coming to it.
It is. And the thing is, it's like we have to, first of all, oh my gosh, I be going crazy when I just start to think about like how fucked up all these entities are and how many things is wrong. It's like, oh my God, how are we going to fix all of this? Because we have really dug ourselves a really big hole. Our ecosystem is dying. And people don't think about that enough. It's insane.
Al Gore been telling us about that.
And this is when we get back to the science of it all. Scientists have been warning us for years and years and years. But not only that, a lot of the shit is reversible if we just stop being so fucking money hungry. And that's the part that is so very frustrating. These people are going to steer us into an early death for a temporary bit of money. That money not gonna matter when the fucking earth is on fire. It's ridiculous.
And first thing to burn.
And it's like when you think about movies like Don't Look Up, which masterful. It's like exactly like that. That's just watch that movie. Like exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Like this is exactly what the fuck. All we want is spectacle. That's all we care about is spectacle. These scientists, these eco-scientists have been telling us for decades now. Listen, I know that at some point we didn't know. Okay, that's fair. At some point we really did not know how much harm we was causing.
Yeah, it's not.
But guess what? Now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know, and we need to pull back, right? And what they'll do, and this is what corporations do. What they do is try to place personal blame on the individual so that we feel solely responsible for the ecosystem, i.e. Strawgate, right? They'll show you this image of a sea turtle with a straw in its nose. Oh my gosh, we cannot use plastic straws anymore. So now you feel that personal responsibility of the ecosystem. While yes, we all have our own personal responsibility for our footprint. However, our straws, our recycling of our cans here and there is not what's causing the fuck up of this country or the world. It's these big ass corporations emitting all this fuel. They know that they're doing that. They don't give a fuck. So they are responsible for putting out counter ads to distract us so that they don't have to pay the price because they know that they would lose profit. It's insane, and it's
yeah. Well,
but complaining works is what I'll say.
She forget about that one.
Because I think that woke everybody up. Because one thing about crackers, they don't like big government, right? White people do not like the idea of big government, and there's problems in that. They have their problems with that. However, they say, "Oh, bitch, you're not afraid to tap into my motherfucking camera." I tell you that much. So I think that shook everybody. They said, bitch, you can use a dog all you want to. That's fucking weird. No, we should not have access to everybody's motherfucking cameras. This ain't Eagle Eye Ho. And so because of all the backlash, Ring has terminated their contract with this policing ass surveillance shit. And I think that is exactly the point. We as the people should be complaining our asses off about every fucking thing. Why? Because these corporations only speak one language, and that's that money on.
That money on, for
people
sure.
was specifically saying, throw your cameras out.
Y'all seen it? Yeah, a lot of that.
They said, oh, bitch, fuck Ring. Because when you think about it, you don't need a Ring camera. So it's easy to get rid of that shit. We don't need this shit. Like, it's not something that's like dire, you know what I mean? And so I think if we take what we did right there, and just apply it elsewhere in all these places when people and honestly we even saw good results with Target too.
We did.
Target lost so much fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Keep doing that, and if we can even be more strategic in our responses to these corporations and specifically these politicians, hey, if you do not do this, we're not going to vote for you.
Well, that's specifically for our community. Like that message. Because talk about the power of the Black dollar. There's been TED Talks about it on how it's 6 hours within our community before it's sold in somebody else. It'll be sold to another community. Jewish community, allegedly 2 weeks.
2 years.
2 weeks it's in cycle before it's spent somewhere else.
Baby, they don't play.
So like that is a message that what we see here needs to be applied specifically to our. I mean, I'm not saying it. Our other communities, I think, already do it in some aspects, especially our white counterparts. They know clearly as to why when they started crying. Oh, okay, no, we're gonna cancel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna change it. But within, like, we need to, and we have seen it, Target in some capacity, but we need to really apply. There's a reason why boycotts were a method of
very effective
protest back in the day, because people understood that like that bottom line is really moving the needle. You know what I'm saying? So you affect somebody's bottom line, complain about something.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That's all we got for today.
That's all I got. You got something else?
No, man. How long we was recording?
2:30.
Yeah, man. We out.
We out.
Episode 49. Yes, sir, ski.